doing David Bowie's Freaky Dance.
Jazzies. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Black Dog Podcast. Oh, bloody hell, Mr. Al. He's getting in early.
He certainly is.
I thought that was a studio audience.
The Black Dog Podcast is filmed live in front of a studio audience.
Owls.
Oh, my God.
Okay, everybody watch out. I've started on the dark fruit.
Yes, the strong
the
blow.
dark flute. Strong blow, dark flute.
Strong blow, dark fruit, right?
Flute man, say dark flute. Don't use dark and fruit in the same
sentence.
type thing. Yeah, sentence.
Yeah, that's where it works.
So it's strong blow, dark flute.
Yes, exactly. For copyright reasons, Darren is drinking strong blow, dark flute.
Yes.
Right, okay. Anyway, welcome everyone to the first Black Dog podcast of the year, and probably the last the way this is going. Episode number 342. I didn't have to look.
Its hair's already on fire, man. Its hair's already on fire.
Tyres are coming off.
There we
flying
go.
over.
Fucking explosions everywhere.
Oh, God. Anyway, I'm Lee.
I'm Darren.
I'm Jim.
And I'm about 2 stone heavier.
And I'm more turkey than man, twisted and evil. Hello, everyone. So we're going to have this is our traditional year end thing or year beginning thing, where we kind of review what happened last year, films we watched and films we liked and films we didn't like. But we'll get to those in a minute because we're going to have our usual other thing, which is to say how everyone's week is. But before we do that. For those of you who are wondering why there's sort of running jokes and we've already started talking, and there was no explanation, it just appeared out of nowhere. That's because we've been talking to the lovely people over on Mixlr, the audience that have been getting the green room access, which is basically listening to us going, "It doesn't work. Oh, it's all wrong. Ah,
what's this button do?"
and press this button and starting talking about fruit and what have you. Yep. So we are actually transmitting live on Mixlr, which is mixlr.com/Rogue2Media, which really doesn't matter because by the time you hear this, it'll all be over and done with. And hello, everybody in the Mixlr chat, which we won't be taking any notice of whatsoever. There you go. Sean McGowan. Yeah, Darren is still awake. And
Darren is still awake.
Darren is still awake.
Every once in a while, it'll be Darren is still awake.
Yes, we'll check in on Darren.
We will. Darren, how are you doing? I'm still awake.
Fantastic. Right, okay.
Back to Darren Cam and see if he's awake.
Yeah.
And you can have this interactive poking stick for fun. All you have to do is type poke.
Actually, we should do that. We should do a Patreon where basically you have it all on webcam, and every time you nod off, it's just like this.
Somebody just types poke,
and this bamboo stick with a big glove on it comes on and just
pick right in the ear roll.
Anyway, yes. So, hello everyone in the chat over there, and like I say, we probably won't engage with you too much because we've got a lot of shit to get through.
Yeah, you all look dodgy as well. Your eyes are too close together. Every single one of you.
Yeah, especially you over there.
You know who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't know, we're not going to tell you.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, hello everyone. And so, we're going to start off this week by working out what everyone did over the Christmas period, apart from just engorging themselves on large amounts of bird that they never eat normally. Make up your own jokes, everyone.
Oh, so tempting. So tempting.
Back on the strong blow.
Yep, I'm on the strong blow.
On the strong blow.
All Christmas. Actually, I was.
Yeah.
That was part of my, what did you do at Christmas?
Okay, well, let's go round the table.
6 packs of this stuff.
Black dog after dog.
Black dog after dog. Welcome.
After fruit.
After bush. Black dog after bush.
Dark
so, anyway.
Bush.
What?
Dark bush.
Dark bush. Dark
A
bush.
fruity dark bush. I've only had half a glass and already gone. Here I am.
Right, okay, well, let's see how everyone's Christmas period went. And we'll start with you, Elton. How was your festive fortnight?
It was bloody marvellous. It really was. We had such a super time. It was nice and chilled. No stress. No arguments.
Nothing
as far as I can remember.
Okay.
There was a kind of argument over the game of life where I won't go into the things, but yeah, the game of life. Thanks a lot, game of life. But apart from that, it was all hunky-dory.
Hold on, is game of life where you go around the board and you get kids And at some point, you have to start lamenting the fact you got kids because it's costing you more to go round the board.
For some reason, the
Yeah.
Game of
That's
Thrones
life, isn't
theme
it?
tune
And just-
started playing.
Yeah, it's just life. But yeah. Sorry, Darryl,
I
what?
said,
It is,
for some
but
reason, the
I
Game of
play-
Thrones theme tune started playing in my head when he said Game of Life. Like, that's a bit of a severe game, that is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's only, you either play or you die.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes.
Mm.
There are no winners in the Game of Thrones.
Exactly. In
copyright.
the game of life.
Yeah, Game of Flones.
Flones.
Yeah, Game of Flones.
What is this with
Game
the
of Blones.
Well, you can't be too careful these days. Yes, that Jim as well. That
game
one.
of blowns?
Game of Blones.
Wow. This has gone really south really quickly. Elton, carry on talking about your wig.
Okay. Oh God, what? I'm going to
Game
go
of
for a
life.
couple of presents I got then.
Go on,
I got lots of drawing material, which I was very happy about. I got some of the mechanical pencils, which
Ooh.
I really do like, but lots of different sizes as well, which I didn't realise they did. So that's awesome. Lots of drawing pens as well.
Drawing porn. Oh.
Yeah, A3 pads, which
Oh.
I'm really happy with. Rubbers.
Oh.
You feel sound like an Ann Summers Code advert.
Lots of books, which I'm happy about. Snoods, which I love. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Just some funny porn 70s music. Just while you do some. Go on. Tell us more of your drawing stuff.
Okay, I got some nice slim rubbers,
Oh.
some pencil sharpeners,
Oh, yeah.
even an ink rubber as well.
But when you want to put a hole in a bit of paper,
Got a funky ink rubber. Ink rubber. Ink rubber.
I reckon you can cut through space and time with one of them rubbers.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's scratchy on your paper. Ink rubber. Yeah, go on, carry on.
What else? What
Oh,
else
stop
did I-
it there, there you go.
Snoods.
Snoods. What the fuck is a snood?
Okay,
You know what?
It's like a scarf, but it's a circular scarf with no end. It's like a donut for your neck.
I believe they're very popular in the 80s with the likes of Nick Kershaw.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Oh my.
You can wear them as hats as well.
That's right. Yes.
Yes. You can do.
You can have some ungodly bastard child of a hat, a scarf, and a balaclava.
You talk, is it like Indy when he goes down in the well of souls and he's got that sort of like bandage
Yes, it
around the
is.
top of his head?
Yeah. They were very
That's it,
fashionable
yeah.
with East End street traders at one point.
Yes. I can also look like a Grand Prix driver just before he puts the helmet on as well. So very happy with that.
Euphemism.
It's my F1 helmet.
Nice.
Yeah. And yeah, we just generally had a really, really good time. We saw lots of family and took the kids to football.
Mm.
Yeah, just had a really good time. Also,
When you going back for the kids?
Sorry?
When are you going back for it?
Oh, no, screw them. That's it. You know, once we got rid of them, drive
Yeah.
as far out as we can, drop them off, have fun,
Yeah.
and drive back.
That's how Chris Rea got started. He was dropped off like that. Then he started driving home for Christmas. It took him like 30 odd years.
I'm skateboarding home for Christmas.
Dun, dun, dun.
Got a fucking long way to go. I'm going to drink some gin on the way there. And maybe some strong blow.
Nice.
I'm skateboarding home for Christmas.
Oh, Zarish has arrived. Hello, Zarish. Hello, Dave. Oh, God, they're all appearing now. Dave Jackola and
God, they
Harry.
found us.
Oh, God, Sean McGowan.
Shit.
They're all here. Oh, no, they found us.
Who told them?
Oh, anyway, keep going. Griffin
Okay.
McGill.
I signed up for Netflix now. I'm fully paid fledgling owner of my own Netflix.
So that means I won't be seeing all those dodgy movies that you've been using my account to watch.
Like prison heat. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chained ladies. Chained ladies. Yeah. Fire prison, crotch down.
Steam bath aggression, volume 4.
Sex cell.
Yeah. Whoops, I dropped the soap. I'm robbing
Big
Askew.
burly men.
Nice.
Incarcerated
Oh,
ladies.
Oh,
Although, funny enough, I continued to watch Big Burly Men. I don't know who started that.
what?
What?
Yeah.
Right, okay, I'll have
Is that a Netflix original?
I bet it is.
Babe Station original.
There we
What's
are.
Babe Station?
What's for Babe Station? Oh, there
Yeah,
we go.
what's that, Jim? I've never heard of Babe Station.
Anyway, as we struggle towards the end of
Never watched it at all during the 90s.
I started watching. I've become addicted because when you get Netflix, you kind of get
Yes.
you go through everything and you decide what you want to watch, and all of a sudden you've got far too much that you want to watch all in one go, and
Yep.
so you end up starting one
Nothing.
series and then you go on to another series to see what that's like, and
Mm.
you dip your toe in many pools of water to
Yeah.
find out what you really like.
Yeah.
And I was doing that for a couple of days.
Right.
And I've got myself into Narcos.
Oh,
Which-
right, yes. Yeah.
Oh man, it's so good. I'm loving it, but I kind of learning Spanish at the same time because I'd say 75% of it is subtitled and in Spanish.
So,
Which
so what's Spanish for "you've stolen my drugs, you son of a bitch"?
all I know at the moment is bandito.
So hold on, how many episodes? And you can only come up with bandito, which is something you could learn from a club advert from 1970s.
So what is my auntie's pennies in the garden in Spanish?
My sauerkraut
Haven't
is full
got
of
to that
lederhosen.
No. I'm ever so sorry. I've just killed you now on my milk float. What's that in Spanish?
Bandito.
It's all bandito. It's like I am Groot. It's just that's it. It's all down.
Despacito. That's all I know. I don't even know what
Yeah.
that means.
Oh,
Really.
this year, Viva España.
Oh, yeah. Anyway,
So I'm stuck on Narcos at the moment, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. I'm into season 2 at the moment, so
Right.
I'm ramming that down my throat. Also, surprisingly,
Are we back to Burly Men again?
yeah,
yeah.
surprisingly,
The chimichangas.
I've got into Peep. Is it Peep Show?
Yes.
Yes. For those of you in the States, it is not what you think it is.
No, it isn't.
Donde esta biblioteca? Anyway, sorry, I'm just seeing that in the chat. Biblioteca. So go on, you're getting into Peep Show. It's only like 20
Yeah. So
years late.
have you guys watched all that before then? Because I
Yes.
know I'm about 10 years behind that.
I watched the first season, but I couldn't get on with that style of camera work. That drove me up the
Right.
wall.
I've watched quite a bit of it, but I've not watched the entire thing. I think there's something like 8 seasons of it.
Yeah.
I only
I
watched.
think
I
Season 4
recently
by now.
got a box set of 1 to 7 on DVD for 99p.
Really?
Oh, brilliant.
Wow.
Local charity shop in the village. It's kind of sort of some erratic pricing today.
Yep.
That's my
Nice.
win.
Nice.
That probably maybe $9.99, but it's just 99p. I'm having that now before you know it.
They've obviously been on the strong blow as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you new to the chat room, the strong blow, you'll have to listen back to the beginning of the podcast, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'm noticing there's about 19 people in there now. What the hell's going on? Actually listening to this rubbish. Have you got
Yeah.
anything better to do? Anyway, hello.
Oh, well, I'd like to get to the end of my section. If
God,
you don't
if you
mind.
must, Elton, if you
Jesus
must.
Christ, Elton.
Don't ever shut up.
All about you, isn't it? All
I know,
about you.
I know. Anyway, Peep Show.
Yes.
Thoroughly enjoying it. I'm up to season 4 at the moment.
Hmm.
And I'm finding it does ebb and flow ever so slightly. It can be quite jarring to get into.
Yeah.
But when you hit a real strong episode,
Yeah.
flipping out, it floors you.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. The
Nice.
problem, I think they're
Mm.
few and far between, though.
Right.
That is the problem I'm having. I'm 4 seasons deep in this already, so obviously I'm enjoying it at some stage.
Well, yeah.
But sometimes, yeah, man, it can really floor you. It's brilliant.
Mm.
The
Other
wit and
times
wisdom of
it's-
super hands.
Oh, yeah.
What was that? Sorry, Superhand.
Super Hands. That's Jez's mate,
Oh, Superhand.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Super Hands, who's always coming up with really sort of crazy ideas for like bands and stuff, and
No, right.
you know.
There's an episode where he was trying to kick drugs, and they they went on a holiday, and I think Jez wanted him out of his room, so he just sellotaped his drugs to a frisbee that he'd found on the moors and threw out the window. And he just ran out of the room going, drugs, drugs, drugs,
and just never came back. Nice.
Yeah.
I do like the episode where Mrs. Mitchell's character is he's trying to get back into the building. He keeps getting harassed by small children.
Yes. Just fuck off. Leave me alone.
Look, just fuck off, okay? Anyway.
It's that awkward humour, which I think we've all been in at some point of our lives, and it's just cringy. And it does it well when it is really, really cringy. You just sat there going, "Oh, don't do that. That's horrible." But yeah, man, I'm really enjoying it at the moment. So
Excellent.
they're the two shows I'm into at the moment.
Excellent.
I imagine I'll probably get into lots of other things. I've tried The Expanse.
Yeah.
Didn't really take to it, but I think that's because I was going around lots of other shows at the time.
Yeah. You got Netflix joy. You're just flipping in and out of like 1,000 things at the moment. Don't worry, it will settle down.
I'm picking on random shit myself at the minute.
Really?
Yeah. I thought I'd have a pop at what is supposedly a really bad film for 2017, so I've got very little in the way of crap on my list.
Right.
So today I watched the whole of Power Rangers 2017.
Oh God.
Which actually,
really,
it wasn't. I've seen worse things this year.
Well, on
Did you get a semi?
No, I didn't. No.
No. He got two robots and a thing that looked like a dinosaur.
Yes, I did.
Bit of truck humour there for the Americans out in the audience.
We'll talk about product placement later on as well, and how bad it is in some films, especially this one.
Okay, fair enough. Right, okay, well, is that it, Elton, or...
Yeah, move on.
Yeah, we'll move on. So we're on to you then, Jim. How was your Christmas festivities?
All too short for my liking.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough.
So what with one thing and another, which I won't get into.
Oh, okay, yes.
I ended up working right up until Christmas, sorting out new podcast hosting.
Oh, yeah,
Some incredibly ill-timed fuckery.
Yeah.
And in between Christmas, I was still kind of working to fix things.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So it's a bit brief, really, for my liking.
Yeah.
But, needs must when the devil drives. But actually, Christmas itself was very enjoyable. I did eat far too much.
Nice.
And we did have a very good time with family and friends. And I got some wonderful new swag, which I'm very pleased with.
Go on. What's your favourite?
Mainly just I got a new USB turntable. I've not actually had a record player for over 10 years since my last stereo died.
Wow. So you, Dangerous Dave, the turntable slave, the next generation?
Well,
is that rap?
I've been scouring charity shops looking for interesting new records already. I bought my first vinyl in about 15, 18 years today.
Really?
Turn it into a CD, even though it's on sale.
Full of Hollow Smiths for a £5.
Nice.
Yeah. And a best of Stevie Wonder for £1.
Oh, right.
I've not seen that one.
Wrong.
Neither is he.
So I'll set that one up. Somebody ate it. Go on.
Run up.
Bang.
Swing. Bada, 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 swing.
See, what's comforting, Jim, is that you call it, you're sort of like, at least you didn't call it a hi-fi system. You called it a stereo. Because that's what I would have called it as well.
Yep. Old school, all the way.
Old school, all the way.
Well, I must say I'm enjoying actually spinning some old vinyl again. It's like, yes, you have to get up and turn it over and it crackles, but that's part of the fun of it.
Just adds to the atmosphere, the ambiance. Yeah.
Well, this is it. It's nice to go back to some. I mean, I've got most of the stuff I've got on vinyl, on MP3 or on CD anyway, but there's quite a few sort of oddities in the old record box. God, I've not heard this in years.
I'm looking forward to the return of mini disc.
Oh, yes. You laugh, you jest, but good quality it was. Yes, indeed.
It was.
That should have taken off, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, God. This is... No. Let's not turn this into old men remember shit.
It's in the drawer with the Betamax video recorder as well.
Yeah.
I
It
like
was higher
this.
quality, damn it.
Yes, Betamax. It was so much better than VHS. That's why they had DigiBeta. Don't you remember? Oh God, no. Let's not do that. Anyway, carry on, Jim. So, anything else, sir? Vinyl,
Not that I can
USB.
think of really offhand. It seems a long time ago now.
It's almost like last year.
It was
Wow, yeah.
last year, yeah. So, yeah, so I'll keep it brief because we do have an awful lot to get through.
Yes, that's very true. Okay, right, fine. Dave Jackola did want to name you Spooky DJ Spooky Jim. I think that might take off in the
DJ Spooky J.
Yeah, DJ Jazzy Spooky J.
Yeah.
J.
Jizzy J.
What? Yeah, DJ
The Fresh Prince.
DJ J Moon on the mic, Mikey Moon. I no. Anyway, we'll brainstorm that.
Mickety Mac Moon.
But anyway, moving on
Yes.
to you, sir.
Yes.
How was your Christmas?
My Christmas was just
Christmas.
lovely. Thank you very much indeed. I was away from work for at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Lovely.
And even, as I always say, a bad day at home is always better than a good day at work. Anytime.
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
Indeedy.
Indeedy, mostly.
So yes, I spend it with family, friends, and stuff like that, like everyone else did. There was a little bit of a get together just before Christmas. People got together in the Nellie Dean, which was good. Saw lots of people there.
The spiritual home of the shindig.
It is now. It's the new Winchester. I think we're trying to pull away from the Imperial and going to the Nellie Dean.
Oh, sacrilege.
I know. Why did we choose one of the most expensive pubs in London?
Because it's the only one you can get a seat in, and we stumbled across it after 15 pubs had been stuffed full, and one of us got sick from drinking something at the Blue Post, if I remember.
I think so, yeah.
I think that was generally...
Yeah, we wanted drinks with proper brands on them rather than, honest, this is lager.
Yeah,
Look.
as they pour it out of the Castrol GTX tin.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
Ignore that funny-looking can behind the counter there. It is lager, honest.
Yes, this is a short because it does say white spirit on the outside.
Because we haven't got no tall glasses. That's why it's a short.
Yeah, exactly.
So there we are. So there's that. I did get some swag.
Go on then. What's your
as
swag?
well. I got I got a Spectrum keyboard. I got a Spectrum keyboard, an actual fully working Spectrum keyboard.
Just the keyboard?
Yeah, well, it works in conjunction. It's a Bluetooth jobby. So what it does is it works in conjunction with an app, and you can use the proper key layout from a Spectrum with the games. It didn't cost very much, quite cheap.
Right.
But so that was much frustration because the one set of instructions was telling me to do one thing with it, and I didn't realise that they were actually wrong. So I'm sitting there thinking, the fucking thing's broken. And my mum is sort of like, she's sideways glance at me as I'm sitting there swearing under my breath, and she can hear all this going on. It's like, any minute he's going to do one of the windows in here, isn't he?
Yeah.
But no, I found out how it works, and it works lovely. Thank you very much.
Did you actually look the instructions up on the internet? Or
what did I? No, I had the ones. It was in the box, and they were quite misleading. So there's a button at the back. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, turn it off and on. Start again.
No, there's a little button at the back. It's got A and B on it. And what you do is, if you want to use it as just a normal keyboard, just switch it to A. And if you want to use it as the Spectrum configuration, switch it to B. Well, it told me the other way round. So I'm there sitting there thinking, why does it don't fucking work? And this is fucking not fucking working a fucking tool, is it?
That's almost like when you had a real Spectrum.
Exactly.
Sitting around your house while you swore at it.
It's proper rubber keys and everything.
The proper Soylent Green dead flesh keyboard?
Yes, it is. It is proper bow. Although I will not be playing Daley Thompson's Decathlon on it. And
the killer of Spectrum.
Exactly, it's the key. Tis the keyboard killer. How do we take down the evil Spectrum? I have the keyboard killer here. Not Daley Thompson's Decathlon. Yes.
No, didn't we come up with an idea with a sock, or was that?
I don't know where you're going with this. Talking about dead fleshes and socks.
No, didn't you?
I think there's a bit of a fetish for me here.
Or was that Hypersports on the Nintendo Super Nintendo where you got a sock and you put it between the two keys
No,
and you
I think
rolled
it was
it
like a
backwards and
lolly
forwards?
stick or something like that, and you just hit the lolly stick.
The lolly stick.
Or whatever. It still murdered
Lolly
the keyboard.
stick, flip it out.
Yeah, man, we knew what we were doing.
We knew, man.
I used to sock on the PlayStation controller.
Used to what?
Is that a
Used
euphemism?
the stock trick on the PlayStation controller.
Oh yeah, the PlayStation controller.
Used to sock on your PlayStation controller, you mean?
Euphemism. Jim, jump in. Where are you, Jim?
You invented this phrase, Jim. I know the word was
I'm
around
just,
long before. But,
feeling at socks and spectrums.
and, yeah, when you're talking about
place to go.
sticking it on your joystick, it's it becomes a whole new kettle of fish.
Mm.
It really does. I'm trying to think of what I see. It is such a long time ago now.
Can we just assume
I've got a new tablet as well.
Really? Put paracetamol? Nurofen?
No, it's a new Lenovo tablet, which I do have with me in the
Mm.
bag, which is very good and much faster than my old tablet,
Nice.
which now takes about 3 weeks to boot up. And they've got to help you if you switch the internet access onto it, because then it starts talking to everything on the internet, trying to find out if it needs to update.
Well,
And
yeah.
it's not exactly that tablet is. It's a bit like an old deaf bloke finding out if it needs updates. Do I need an update for this? What? 2:30?
Yeah.
What's that, Sonny?
I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes.
Nice.
So, but this one is a brand new 7-inch Lenovo tablet, which was very nice.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Cool.
And yeah.
Is that it?
Well, various other things. Got a very, very nice, and this is it. I know I've become old now.
Yeah.
I got a very nice jumper for Christmas. Very nice jumper.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world. There is nothing greater than renewing your jumper stash.
Oh, it's real warm and everything. It's lovely. It's lovely and warm. It looks great too.
And then sitting down to listen to Archers.
I know.
It's cracking.
Indeedy.
Bit of Horlicks, feet up, new jumper, fucking cracking.
It's super duper. Super duper.
Right, so what you're basically saying is that this podcast is doomed now. That's it. All the younger listeners now have just worked out that we are 375 years old.
Yep. And one other thing.
What?
I got in its entirety, in one single box set, on Blu-ray, digitally remastered, the entire Space 1999.
Yes!
Get in there, my son. It's like, it's that sort of thing that it's so high def now, it makes your eye bleed with all the 70s colours coming at you. Because
television just burst into flame.
Exactly. DVD, or should I say Blu-ray, not Blu-ray, video. And DVD just doesn't do this justice. When you get the remastered copy, everything is much brighter, and it's kind of like, fuck me, this is vivid. it's like, imagine for anybody that was alive in the 70s, sort of like orange cordial sort of stuff, the dilutable orange. Imagine drinking a pint of that straight down without taking a breath. That the colours from this have that kind of effect on you.
No wonder
it's beautiful, but you can't look at it for too long.
Yeah, no wonder everyone on the set looked like they were sort of well suntanned. The colour was just basically irradiating them.
It certainly was.
That's how Martin Landau lasted so long. He was practically pickled.
He was sunburned.
He had all diseases and all trace of life on his skin burnt away.
He certainly did.
By the neutron star of colours.
He just looks like he's been sort of like, 5 rounds with that creature from Life Force. So after a while, is it me or is Martin Landau getting more tanned every season? No, that's just the radiation from the fucking special effects. That's what that is. We're in the 70s. It's all radioactive.
Yeah, he's got an Eagle One, and we put on the emergency lighting. It's all gone bright red.
Everything's got tartrazine in it, including brickwork of houses. It's all got tartrazine. That's why it all looks orange.
Nice. Oh, God. Right. Anything else, sir?
No, I'm trying to think if there was anything really quite fucking awful that I watched over the Christmas period.
No,
not that I can think of.
Oh, blimey! You had a good time.
Well, apart from we've already talked about that film, haven't we? Have we mentioned about that film?
We may be mentioning that
little
film.
indie film.
We may be mentioning that film in the up and coming.
Hasn't it?
It's got to appear.
Oh, we will be.
Yes, we will.
anyway, we'll get to that film later. My Christmas was kind of well, I cut to the chase. Basically, my dad's very ill and he has no immune system, and literally leading all the way up to Christmas, each one of us in the family was getting coughs and colds, and it was like literally going up to to Christmas Eve, going, "Are you still ill? Are you still ill?" And like one of the girls would be like, "Yeah, no, I'm getting better," and they'd be like me going, or Carol kind of like dying of a cold, and because if any of us were actually ill, we couldn't go round to my dad's. That would be it. So we had an emergency chicken on standby because we had no turkey. There was no way of buying a turkey at last minute. So
I wondered where this was going for a minute there.
So we had we had a last minute emergency chicken just in case we had to pull out sort of like
bucket
at
of
the last
KFC
minute. Exactly, for Christmas.
Party hats from crackers. There we go.
Yay!
Go full on Japanese.
Yeah, exactly. And so it was all a bit tense up until literally Christmas morning when it was like amazing, everything's cleared up. I could breathe. The girls were all fine. Carol was fine. It was like amazing. We went round Mum and Dad's, ate our body weight in chocolate and dead bird, and played various card games because the girls got card games. We got one called was it Space Team?
Yeah,
which is just insane. Basically, everyone gets like systems for a ship.
Yeah,
and these systems get dealt out as from a pack, and basically, if they go wrong, everyone has to look through their pack and say, "Yeah, I've got it."
Oh, right. I've said they've got an app that does.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
There's a game that came out recently like that.
Yeah, it's based on that game.
It is.
And,
of
yeah.
course, yeah, because that was Space Team.
Yeah, Space Team. That's right. And essentially, it just ends up with everyone going, "You've got the fucking ossiphonic delaverbrator. No, I fucking haven't. Yes, you fucking have." The whole fucking table goes over.
There we go.
Yeah. So that was fun. And the other thing was the big present the girls got was Alexa Echoes. And as you noticed over there, that blue ring has just come on because I said Echo.
So to activate it, what do you?
Yeah.
Hello, Echo.
Echo. Tell me a joke.
Oh God, it's like being at my dad's again.
Hold on.
What's the Easter Bunny's favourite kind of music? Hippity hop. There you go. Well, there you go. Well worth the money. Anyway, so that meant we tried. She's still listening. She's always listening.
Always
listening.
So could I ask if we asked it what the meaning of life is?
If you like, go on.
Okay. So is it Echo? What's the meaning of life?
Right, there you go. So there you go. New section. Asking Echo anything.
Ask it. Okay.
Yeah.
Ask it.
Go on.
Apply to 100 decibel places.
No.
Yes.
No, I'm not doing that.
Come on.
Because it will still be talking.
Do you dare me?
Yo, fuck you.
Yes, do it.
I will kick the plug out of that fucking thing. I will. Anyway, so the thing was,
it's like the Spectrum's randomised USR 1000.
exactly, and
Right,
beep.
okay.
Yeah, with beep 1.1.1.
Yep.
And anyway, yeah, and then what happened was
Do it.
Katie's got one, and now Lisa's got one. Shut up! I'm going to shut you down. I'll switch you off. I will switch you off.
He'll shut you down to Chinatown.
I will. I'll
He
shut
will.
you right down. And then what happened was, because it turns out that if you want to have all your home music, everyone's got to have their own account. So we ended up having to get Amazon Music Unlimited with a family account, 14 quid. So now we've got all different music tracks, and it's learning our different music tastes.
Really?
Yeah. So if you say to it, play my music, right now it'll be playing Lisa's music, and it'll play all sorts of Little Mix and Disney tracks and all sorts of fucking stuff. Go on.
If I asked it to play Derek and Clive,
yeah,
would it do that?
Yeah.
Your kids have got Derek and Clive.
No, Amazon Music will find it, and it will go looking for it. You see, that's the problem. Don't just don't. All right, just don't. When we got more time next week,
So
perhaps maybe we'll just get Echo in as a guest.
If I asked it to play Jump You Fucker Jump, will it play?
Go look for it. Yeah, go look for it. I don't know if it's on Amazon
favourites as well.
Unlimited. Yeah,
Funky favorites.
So Lisa's
Tactical command, Riker 432.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, also, what happens then is it puts it on the phone as well, so then the kids can listen to it on the phone. See, with the app.
Yeah. The
Anyway,
phone app's rubbish.
yeah, it's not too bad.
I've got it on here.
What, the Amazon Music phone app?
It's fucking awful.
Have you got unlimited music?
No, but
So you got freebie.
It's not that. It just forgets what you've bought sometimes, and it just sits there, just doing this like little circular egg timer.
Maybe
thing.
it just hates you.
I think it probably does.
Yeah. Okay. The other thing was, anyway, so we had Christmas, we had the Alexas, and they all started moaning at each other, and also they do text adventures now, so you choose your own adventures on that thing as well.
Really?
Yeah, it does choose your own adventures, so you can play like Warlock of Firetop Mountain.
Oh my god, yes!
And it actually gives you choices of, do you want to go left, do you want to go right? You say left or right, and then it gives you.
I would have so much fun.
Yeah, I know.
Pick up the bottle.
Yeah, exactly. And then
You are in
drink
a
contents.
toilet. There is a hole drilled in a wall. The hole is approximately
waist
1 inch across. What do you do?
filled hole. Anyway,
It says glory over the hole.
Unzip, fly.
no.
Go east. Look. No, you really don't want to.
Oh God.
I insist. Okay, you asked for it.
Yes, jump, you jump. Anyway, so I spent the rest of the Christmas pretty much covered from head to foot in snot, because as soon as we got back on Boxing Day, got home, it was like all of a sudden my body just went, enough. You did your job. You got through Christmas Day, and I just went, and I was just turned into this horrible gooey.
Time to have the snots.
Yes, and played Doom on the Xbox.
How did you find that, by the way?
Once I got past the humongous amount of motion sickness,
It's a good game.
it's good ripping people's heads off. I like that. I'm quite enjoying that. But what else? Then and then we went. Then we got some free tickets to go to a hotel in Chesington Zoo. Don't ask. So we went there, stayed over at the hotel, rather nice. Went out to the zoo, and you know what?
All the animals were like, fuck off, I'm not coming out there, it's fucking cold.
Strangely enough, we're freezing our bollocks off outside while all the monkeys and whatnot are looking at us through windows in their pens, looking at us like, those stupid fuckers going out there.
How surprising that animals that are normally used to the arid temperatures of the Serengeti would be inside during a British winter. What the fuck is that all about? You get your fucking asses out here, I've paid my money. Do some baboon shit.
No, don't do baboon shit. No. Anyway, my stash, I got lots of art materials. I got A5 cardstock. I should do the pool music again, shouldn't I?
You should do.
Hold on, where is it?
Boom, chicka, brown cow.
Yeah, where is it?
Hold on, I've got a good track. I've got a good track we can play for this. Let's see. It should be on the Amazon Music app.
Well, it's too late now.
Oh no! You got look for.
Shut up.
Look for Frankenstein by I can't remember the Edgar something group, but it's real porn.
I could have done the entire section by now.
You could have.
I'm going to just carry on now.
All right, if you want.
All right. What do you want me looking for it?
If you want.
All right. What is it called again?
It's called Frankenstein.
The Edgar Winters group.
Edgar Winters group. That's it.
Oh, there he goes. It actually come up. Frankenstein, Edgar Winters. Right. Okay. There we go.
Look, he's got a keytar.
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh, no, that's the old grey whistle test.
Oh.
That's what you want. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yes. Well. Wow. Chicky, wah, wah. Yeah.
Serious action.
Brown chicken, brown.
Get down to some serious action now.
Right. Well.
Welcome to art porn.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what I've got is I've got some Copics with brush points. Oh yeah. I have a full set of acrylics plus boards. Oh yeah. I have several different sizes of paper. A3, stock. Stock. Yeah. I also got some Darth Vader socks.
That is, see what I mean? But it's serious.
I'll keep that. I'll keep that off to one side now. Yeah, so I got some. I also got some Darth Vader socks and Doom on the Xbox. There you go. So that's it. Oh, and the Art of Last Jedi, which is better than the film. That's for sure.
By the way, DLC is all free now for Doom.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I know. I've got it all. It all came down.
Came down.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I also got the Art of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is also better than the film. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, God. Okay, right, fine. This sounds like a perfectly good time to... He's got his angry face on. Right, okay. Well, this looks like a perfectly good time to...
play some more porn music.
No, yeah. Let's get it. Let's get into it. Play some... Yeah, no, I was going to say, let's go on to the section of our year in review.
Let's do it, but I was porn music.
You want to do porn? Right, okay, fine. Okay.
Because from some films, I felt as though I was being fucked. I really did.
I'm still recording this.
Yes, I know you are.
This is the jingle. Apparently. Well, it was.
Shall I shut up then?
No, it's too late then.
Oh, okay.
Right. There you go. Brown cow. Oh, yeah. This is a disaster. I fucked this up. Anyway, right. Okay, so... Shut up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was getting into a proper wow.
He was really going for the old keyboard action there.
Right. Okay. Are we going to have a break or are we going to go straight into it? What do you reckon, guys?
Go straight into it.
Go straight into it. Well,
I'm about to hit my third can of dark flute.
Dark flute.
Let's break later.
Yes, let's break later. Okay, well, what we're going to do is I asked on the Facebook group, just before we go around, to people on the chat room and whatever, what I did was ask to everyone their top 3 and their bottom 3. And everyone obviously chipped in. So when they've got comments and stuff as well to go in with our films, we will bring them up. And if, we'll just list them. Now, what we're going to do is going to go around the table with a good one. And then we'll go around the table with a bad one. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
You look like you're about to throw up a huge amount of dark fruit all over my table.
No, it's like every once in a while it's that whole thing of trying to keep my face away from the mic as I'm burping up dark fruit because they'll be like, that'd be great. Yeah,
great. It's going to be like a Rick and Morty episode.
Great. It certainly is, yeah.
Great. Yeah. Anyway, right. Okay. Christ, don't stop. Darren will fall asleep. There you go. Darren will decide when the break is when he's falling asleep. Look at those people in the chat room.
Darren will decide when the break is.
Darren will decide.
People still there, is it?
Yeah, there's
hell.
There's 26 people in there now.
I'm not going to be going to sleep, trust me.
Bar's joined us. Matt Jones is there. Chris Oster, Griffin Medill, Dave Jackala, the Sarish, and everyone.
There's
hello.
About 8 bags of sugar in each can of Strong Blow.
Jed, do you want to pass us one over? I don't think. I think I can get some through my system before we have.
Are you sure?
Well, how many units is it? Does it tell you?
Have a butcher's.
Ah, fucking hell! All right. This is good, isn't it?
Bloody hell.
Okay.
I'm sure the police are like this.
Yeah, I'm sure they're listening in right now. Yeah. All he's got to do, Metcalf's just got to have one more can and we'll fucking have him.
No. You see, that's got too many units.
There you go.
No, see, responsibility. See,
he's a responsible adult.
I am a responsible adult. Anyway, right. So we're going to go through this. Year. 2017 was a year of big monster blockbusters and loads of tiny little indie films that suddenly appear out of nowhere that no one expected to be any good or completely forgot about. So what we're going to do is we'll go around the table with a good one first. And if we cross over, if we got some that we like that are all the same, then, obviously we'll just throw more on the pile and keep going. So, okay, let's go around the table in the same way as we did our week. So, Elton, let's get you started. So, give us one of your highlights of the year.
Okay, I'm just going on to IMDb to pull it up. Right. Okay.
Oh.
One of my good ones.
Bloody IMDb.
Hold on, it's static on the line now. What's going on there?
No, I think it's your mic.
Is it my mic?
Yeah, that's your thing.
No, it's not, actually. Nope. There is.
Yeah.
I can hear it's just gone all crackly and stuff.
Oh, that'll be the soundboard which is going out the window.
Is it?
As long as you can hear us, that's fine.
I can hear you.
Right, okay.
But it's like, is there anybody out there?
Like that kind of.
You're listening to the BBC World Service.
Okay, right. Well, it should fade.
Yep.
If it doesn't,
The king is dead.
Not very well. Right. Okay. So go on in, Elton. What's your first good one?
My first good one. Okay, apologies if this is on lists. I know it is on lists, but, tough.
That's fine.
I get to go first.
Yes.
It.
Go on.
It.
Oh, it.
It.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say the rest of it. It.
No,
It's not even the Michael Tailing.
Actually, I don't have that on my list. I should.
Do you not?
No, I had so many other ones. I just sort of thought I would leave that one off because it wasn't as impressive as some of the ones I really did like. But
I really, really enjoyed this.
Yeah, it was a very good film. And, in some ways, I mean, Jim said it himself on Hypnagoria the other week, that it's a bit kind of weird to sort of review it until you've seen the second part of it.
Yeah.
And then you'll know whether or not it's actually a good story or whether or not it's one half of a good story. Though the book is fantastic, and I thought they did a superb job with it.
I think in years to come, it will still stand as a pretty good standalone film.
Yeah.
I don't think you need the second half to carry it on. Obviously, the second half will require the first half. But this works well on its own. The actors are superb.
Yeah.
They're brilliant all the way through it. And do you know what? Proper creepy as well at places. This is a film that if I was young enough, if I was 14, 15, and I'd watch this, I know that this would creep me out.
How many roast potatoes?
Sorry?
How many roast potatoes?
Oh, okay. Well, there were a couple of... I'd slam a good 3 on the plate.
Oh, a 3-er.
Wow.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, a good 3 on the plate. There was some proper creepy moments where... first off, we should say this is going to be spoilerific, I feel.
I think it's worth mentioning that right up front because we're going to get to things like Last Jedi and Blade Runner and what have you. And I mean, I'm not saying it's on our list, but I'm just saying it, not to spoil it. But, but at the end of the day, we're going to come across them and people are going to say things. So, it is what it is. If you don't want to know, go watch these films first. Go watch them. Go watch 2017. There was a good crop of films this year.
Stop listening now and come back to the recording later once you've watched them.
Now fuck off.
Yeah.
That's right. But this had it had real tense moments. It was atmospheric. It felt so well made and so well loved as well. And there were certain bits where Pennywise's head is right in the slap bang of your screen, and everything else is moving around it, and it's just that's kind of odd and not quite natural.
Yeah,
so
when his eyes start drifting all around and not quite working right, and
he was doing that most of the film, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he was doing that because he could do that. It wasn't actually an effect, digital effect. That was actually something he could do with his eyes.
Oh, can he?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Yeah. The actor.
Yeah, the actor's also got the smile that he does as well. He's got a way of actually shaping his mouth to naturally be. It kind of goes into a sort of dimple at the bottom, on the bottom lip there. And
yeah. Interestingly, though, on the Facebook group, no one else mentioned it. So
really?
You are the only person who brought it up. At least, as far as I could tell, I went through the lot, but I thought Alan Wilby at the shindig mentioned that he loved it. So let's point that out. So I did like it. I did like it, but like I say, there are films which I liked more. So I kind of have. That's why I didn't.
Well, it's a tough year for good films. There's a lot of decent. I mean, I think we've had a couple of years of very lackluster, sort of, all right, good enough sort of films. This year, I think we actually had a lot of big sort of tentpole releases that were actually were bloody good cinema.
Yeah, that everyone was a bit worried that wouldn't be.
I mean, it made my list, but it was one of many in Division 2 trying to get those top 3 spots. But I will say, though, for me, it did have the line of the year.
Go on.
It was, Bill, we fall out, break my glasses, and now I've got to kill this fucking clown.
Yeah, as lines go, it's a pretty solid one, isn't it? Brilliant. Right. Well, we're off to a flying start then with It. So, okay, right. Well, over to you then, Jim. What's your first goodie of the year?
I say my top 3. I say it was tough to pick 3.
Yeah.
But I mean, my criteria was just 3 movies that actually really sort of took my breath away, pretty much literally.
Yeah.
And I'll do the first one, which I have already bigged up on my own show when I did a review roundup a few months ago.
Yeah.
But a little film that probably no one else has seen called A Monster Calls.
I wanted to see that. It's on Netflix now, I think.
Yeah, it's this film has been criminally overlooked. It was released at the start of the year to no fanfare whatsoever, and it was a film that just absolutely knocked my socks off.
Yeah.
Basically, it is the story of a boy who his mother's dying, and then at night he's visited by this huge monster, which is kind of comes like a huge yew tree in a graveyard that comes to life.
Yeah.
And the monster says, right, the deal is I will tell you 3 stories, then you have to tell me a story.
Yeah.
And it's just an absolutely stunning film featuring kind of the best performance in years from both Liam Neeson and Sigourney Weaver.
Oh, right.
It is a beautiful and profound film.
Yeah.
It's not the jolliest film you'll see, but you will be glad for watching it by the end. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
But it is it is beautiful and moving, and gorgeous to look at. Brilliant performances. I can't praise it high enough. And the fact that, I mean, it's based on a book that was very popular. And the fact that this film was just snuck out to no fanfare whatsoever.
Yeah.
In the dead release period early last year, and not nominated for nothing as far as I can see in the awards.
Yeah.
Which proves that Oscars are just fucking gold dildos, and we should all just stop bothering with that fucking backslapping crap. Because if a Monster Call doesn't get a BAFTA or an Oscar, the whole object is void. The game is over. They're a waste of time.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is I always have, I have problems with films which deliberately try and obviously are going to tug your heartstrings, because I am natural blub man, so I will try and shy away from those things, but I will certainly check it out. I mean, it looked really good. The special effects looked fantastic on the monster itself, and yeah. And I've just seen in the chat that Will Captain Hallett was saying that he thought it was absolutely amazing, such a good film that he was in floods of tears by the end, and not in a bad way. Yeah, so I mean it did look amazing, and I have heard nothing but good things. But I sometimes I like light and fluffy films. I wasn't in the mood for oh dear, your mum's dying films. But I will certainly check it out. It's actually on Netflix now, isn't it? I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is really worth seeking out. And then most people I know who have seen it have had the same reaction to me of firstly, wow, what a film. But then they're also outrage of kind of why is no one shouting about this film from the rooftops?
Yeah.
Because it's this year's Pan's Labyrinth, and I'd say it's better than Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, damn, that's
for that
strong.
Sort of dark fantasy, the fantastic and reality coming together and rubbing up and crossing over in a meaningful way.
Blimey.
It's very much that kind of film. But I think it's more powerful than Pan's Labyrinth, I think.
Okay. Right. Okay.
I do not say that lightly.
Wow. Okay. And Chris Oster says for the overseas people, it's $4.97 on Amazon on DVD. There you go, and she's just purchased it. Brilliant. There you go, Jim. We should have an Amazon page. We could have earned a whole penny off of that.
Okay, we could have, yeah.
Brilliant. Okie dokie. Well, and over to you then, Dal. What is your first pick of the year?
Oh, let's have a look here. Okay, I'm gonna go for one of the heavy hitters.
If you say Jurassic Shark, I'm gonna come over.
No, that was a 2013 film. I did check it before, and I thought, please be 2017 because I need a really shit film. And my God, Jurassic Shark.
It's a shit film.
That's just a review of it as well. My God, Jurassic Shark. That's it. The only thing everybody says about it, the Times, the Guardian, you see it. My God, Jurassic Shark. No, I'm going to go for one of the heavy hitters. I'm going to go for Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok, which is not so much a Thor movie, more a Thor parody. More than anything else, I thought. It's got a great sense of humour in this film. It's light and fluffy, literally all the way through it. It just doesn't let up. I loved it. I laughed literally all the way through it. There are some nice little in-jokes. I think one of my favourite characters in there is the I can't remember his name now, but it's the big rock monster that Thor meets.
Is it Kevin or Kelvin or
I don't know, but
Craig.
I think it's Craig.
Yeah,
but he's voiced by the actual director,
Taika Waititi.
Yes, that's it. I was going to say I'm not even going to insult the man by trying to pronounce his name.
Yeah.
So it's voiced by him.
I'm starting a revolution, a campaign.
Exactly. Hey, he's alive, everyone. Piss off, ghost.
Yeah. Seems like you got blown off by your hammer. You got pulled off.
It sounds like you've got a bit too much of a close relationship with your hammer.
Sounds like you and your hammer have got some issues.
And Jeff Goldblum as well.
Korg.
That's it. Korg. Yeah. But Jeff Goldblum as well.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time, in fact, all the time, Jeff Goldblum is just Jeff Goldblum. But here he excels as being Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
In this film,
he's melting. He's melting all over the floor.
I think we'll call this a draw.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, Thor Ragnarok was liked by Sarah Lizelle, Michael G. Cook, Harriet Ellis, Anne-Marie Organ, and Murray Christensen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good film. Group. One of the light and fluffy Marvel movies. I place it alongside sort of Ant-Man in the sort of that sort of sense of humour.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So yeah, that for me. I loved it. I thought it was just a really, really good film.
Yeah. And from the Facebook group, we also had Gary Madden who commented on it saying, "Holy shit, this was a fun film. It was a comedic break to keep the Marvel Universe a little lighter as we head into a year of Infinity Wars. And again, I find myself praising and supporting actors like Jeff Goldblum's Grandmaster, which was a great ad."
Yeah,
there you go.
It was.
Brilliant.
Some nice little bits and bobs in there.
However, Zarish has just gone, "I hated Ragnarok." So there you go. See?
There you are. That's fine. It's not going to please everybody.
In Ragnarok, I saw a lot of people online absolutely hated it and hated having the humour in it. And
I mean, it. Well, I don't know. Don't be sorry, Zarish. Don't worry. Don't be sorry. It's all cool.
I had no problem with the humour at all. I thought it was a nice welcome. I think you need something like that to stop superhero films from becoming a bit po-faced, like some. Certain franchises.
Wait until our next round. Don't worry. Store that one up.
I will store that one. Yes, I'll just keep that back.
Yeah. Anyway, yes. Okay. My first one was Death of Stalin.
Right. Never saw that myself.
Which I thought was brilliant. If you've seen things like In the Thick of It, in the Loop, anything by Armando Iannucci, that kind of humor, but imagine that set during the Russian Revolution and the obviously the titular death of Stalin.
Yes.
It is both super funny and yet terrifying because all of it's in there. Everything that you see, actually happened, but they've sort of dramatized it slightly, obviously, because because there's like Jason Isaacs, head of the Russian Red Army, who's helping overthrow everything, and when you first see him, and he throws off his coat, and he's like his whole chest is just nothing but medals, and he just goes, "Who do I have to shoot in the back of the head to get a cup of tea round here?" And then they're all sort of talking like this. It is both hilarious and terrifying in that kind of Brazil kind of way, that kind of Big Brother. Everyone's scared. There's a fantastic scene around the table where everyone's got to have a unanimous vote, but no one wants to vote first in case they vote the wrong way. And it's very hard to describe beyond the fact that it's a very intelligent comedy and really well done. And by the end of it, you're left actually feeling quite cold because you realise that some of the stuff that's really going on here that they, you think, fucking hell. It's as funny as it is dark, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I see on the Facebook group that Sarah Lizelle liked it as well. So lucky Minty. So yeah, she liked it as well, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better comedies this year, and because with comedy, with Thor Ragnarok, for example, I liked Thor Ragnarok, but I didn't love it.
Yeah,
and the humor's fun, but after a while, you kind of want a little bit. I don't know. I sometimes wanted a bit of grit in there. So Stalin's more like that. And if you watch something like In the Thick of It or In the Loop or anything like that, and you like that kind of quick talking, everyone's swearing, get a masterclass in swearing, and some historical terror thrown in for good measure, it's a good film to watch. Well worth checking out.
Might try that.
Yeah, definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. So we can't have just good though.
No, we can't.
Cannot have just good. So let's roll the tables around to the dark side.
God,
and I don't mean it by that. So, Elton,
yeah,
what's your first shite-hole film of the year?
Okay, I'm going to go with Geostorm.
AKA Jared Butler fights the weather on a space station.
I thought Jared Butler was supposed to be in Good Stuff.
When?
No. When?
I don't know. I thought that was decided. Clearly, I missed that memo that he was supposed to be in Good Stuff, and he's in utter shit.
When was the last time you saw him in Good Stuff?
Yeah.
Seriously.
I can't. Yeah, you're right.
I think 300 was about as close as you got to good, and even that was a bit of a push. Let's be honest.
That's right.
We still haven't done 300. We should put that back on the docket. But yeah, it was bloody awful.
It was fucking terrible. It's supposed to be. I deem this as like a disaster movie. Side note:
in many
disaster
ways,
should be its own little genre. I feel now.
as in disaster, as a review of it, or that's the content.
As in, you go down to a certain film store and go, oh, there's comedy, there's action, there's documentaries. Where are the disaster movies that we all love to hate and hate to love? And there's no such genre as disaster. And this should have been like one of them films where you just sit down and get some popcorn out and have a bit of fun with it. You giggle along with it. I couldn't giggle along with it. It was just fucking dumb. It was just insultingly shit.
It is. It's terrible. It is a film which, like, let's just say that I managed to see it. Let's put it that way. I won't say any more than that, but you can all imagine how I managed to see it. With that inflection in my voice, and I got halfway through, and I just thought, you know what, fuck this. I didn't pay to see it, and I'm not even going to pay to finish it. This is not enough of my life is too short. So
okay, disaster movies, sometimes you have the set piece at the start and then the fallout of what is happening.
Yeah.
Or like, let's say, not Armageddon. What's the other one?
Deep Impact.
Deep Impact. Everything happens at the end, doesn't it? You're ramping up to that sort of situation.
Yeah.
This, it hints at something's going to happen, and really, you're just watching people Skype each other. That is it, and it's not even good Skype. It's just, it doesn't even cut out at all or anything like that. It's just perfect all the way through, and you're like, no, Skype is shit.
Yes.
Come on, we all know that.
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
video
say.
process ain't that great, and yet they forget that, and it just fucking insulted. I hated it.
The amusing bit is not that there's a weather machine that can change the weather around the world. That's fantastical. It's the fact that Skype is actually working. That's your fantasy breaker.
Stupid, man. It's stupid.
Brilliant. Okay, fair enough. So there you go. So Geostorm's on the shite list. So over to you then, Jim. What about you?
I think I will open up with the recent Tom Cruise The Mummy.
Oh, good God. Yes, The Mummy. Now.
I actually saw bits of that being filmed near my work.
Sorry. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. I always burst out into tears now when I walk past that street. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just has that effect on me.
Oh, God. Yeah, Steve Deegan and Mark McHugh on the Facebook group hated The Mummy as well. Fucking hell. Yeah, that was a terrible film. Go on, Jim. Sorry, go on.
Well, it's one of those things. I was kind of glad I actually finally saw it, because it did get an absolute mauling when it came out.
Right.
And I have to say, it wasn't quite as terrible as I was expecting. It's better than Van Helsing by a long chalk.
Yeah, but taking a long...
However, what makes this annoying, why it got on the bad list, the naughty list, was that there was enough in it where I could see it was kind of, this had started with a good script.
Yeah.
And then it had been rewritten, and I'm rather suspecting a certain Scientological dwarf had a hand in this. and you ended up with these horrible scenes where he's trying to be funny and it kills the film stone dead.
Yeah.
And the actual end, it's kind of like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, here comes the big universe. Oh, no, please, no. And fucking Russell Crowe. I just why? That's all I've got to say. Russell Crowe, why? That should be on the poster. It's just, his character and what happens with that character and the reveal that's supposed to make you go, oh, brilliant, it's all part of a big universe now. No. Just
it's better than Tom,
very, very obvious. So I found that Russell Crowe was one of the amusing bits, to be honest. I'm probably in the minority, but I actually quite like the fact that he's Mr. Hyde was essentially just a superpowered Cockney thug. He's actually more close to the original novel. He's just a corrupt, violent man. He's not this like giant monkey that we sort of kind of got used to.
Yeah.
And his acting was like, his accent was pure Dick Van Dyke School of Cockney, which actually made me laugh far more than Tom Cruise's fucking alleged witty banter.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's a shame. I could see kind of at one stage there was a good idea here, then just rewritten by morons.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say it's not quite as bad. It was as bad as I expected. It's not as bad as Van Helsing, but it's one of those films where you just go, it's more disheartening because it has decent sort of bits and concepts in it, and you just go, oh, you feel cheated. I could have had a good film.
Yeah, but saying it's not as bad as Van Helsing is a bit like saying, I mean,
Van Helsing is a very low bar.
Yeah, I was going to say that's like nailing the bar to the floor. I mean, having a shit of a pineapple is better than Van Helsing.
I'm giving the bar to Doug McClure and Peter Cushing. They're going to jump in their drilling machine and go to the centre of the fucking earth with it.
Yeah, I was going to say put it on that ship with Stanley Tucci drilling into the ground.
Exactly.
Or something, yeah.
But in terms of like a modern attempt to bring back the Universal monsters, it is our nearest reference point.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Brilliant. Okie dokie. So that's The Mummy. Fucking hellfire. So go on in, Dal. What's your first shite hole movie?
my first shite hole movie, and I think this possibly came one of the first films that came out in 2017.
Oh God!
There's a film called A Cure for Wellness.
I knew.
Now you see, I remember it as being bad. It's like I've got a sign on the door where this memory of this film is concerned, and it's got "Don't go in again, Darren. This was bad." Okay, I've made you forget about this film because really you don't want to remember it.
It is room 101 of movies.
It is, but I had to go and open the door with my IMDb key, and it's like now it's all come flooding back to me again.
Oh God!
It's like being a sleeper agent, and somebody mentions a word, and suddenly you realise you are a sleeper agent, and you have to go and assassinate the Pope or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah. Oh my fucking good lord,
Dane DeHaan.
Yes, he appears. He's going to appear again. I fear.
Yes, in my next one, Dane DeHaan Loveathon.
Yes, indeed. So it basically starts off with this person, Dane DeHaan, going after or going to this this clinic that's hidden away. I think it's in Switzerland.
Yeah,
looking for the CEO of this company. And it kind of all, it starts off and there's some promising bits in it, but then it just hits a point where you're like, oh, what the fuck is this bollocks? And it just ends up, I really don't care if it spoils it for anybody. It just ends up, and from what I remember, a big elaborate plot for this bloke to shag his own daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it turns out. Jason Isaacs has constructed this elaborate. He's constructed this entire sort of health spa thing, just so he can shag his own daughter. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm at the end of it. I'm like, oh, fuck off, please. I've sat through 2.5 hours of this film, thinking any minute now it's going to be a blinding light on the road to Damascus, and I'm going to have that moment of realization that, oh, this is what it is. Oh, this has been brilliant. Now all the dominoes fall into place. No, nothing like that at all. It was shit. It was total and utter shit.
Booking Dano on the chat says it sounds like Old Boy.
I think it was this year's Neon Demon for me.
Oh, good lord!
Or last year's Neon Demon.
What's that?
What, Neon Demon?
Yeah.
You see, I'm not mad, am I?
No.
I'm not fucking crazy.
No, that was just no.
It's just like, fuck off. It's one of. I think we should have a season of fuck off films, right? Oh, do please fuck off. That's what we should call the season. Oh, do please fuck off.
See if you can make it all the way through without saying, oh, do please fuck off. If you do, then
there's nothing from the apocalypse. It seemed like a good idea. But
At which
a grueling marathon.
I think what we'll do is we'll make an exception with all these films, right? You can stop watching as soon as you utter the phrase, oh, do please fuck off.
Yeah.
That's it, right? That's the I'm a celebrity, get me out of here card, right? We could call it that. I'm a black dog listener, get me out of here.
Yeah, I'll do fuck off season.
Yeah, the old do fuck off season. Okay, so it's like a trial by fire. It's like, how tough are you? Yeah. How far into these films can you get before you do say, oh, do fuck off? And I think one of them on that list should be A Cure for Wellness. I give anybody else half an hour because I'm bonkers me. So it's like, I'll last a bit longer.
Yeah,
but, yeah, the old do fuck off season.
Oh, God, no. I mean,
you're allowed to stop, though. You're allowed to stop watching it when you get to that point.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh. So can we have Mission Impossible 2 on there?
Oh, do fuck off.
I'll just about make it past the credits. 5 seconds after the credits.
Oh, God.
Oh,
right.
do please fuck off. No, I think I made it 15 minutes into that film until it was when Tom Cruise came out with the immortal line, I just chucked a snowball into hell. Let's see how long she lasts. Oh, do please fuck off.
It was when he was fighting Doug Ray Scott with the bikes.
The bike joust.
The bike joust.
Yes.
Oh, do please fuck off.
Fuck off.
Oh, do Ray, please fuck off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, do please fuck off, Ray.
Oh, do Gray off.
So, yeah, A Cure for Wellness. It's such a pity it's got Jason Isaacs in it because I generally like Jason Isaacs as an actor, and I'm pretty sure that was one heck of a spiffing conservatory he's now got in his garden.
Well, he did phone into Wittertainment podcast up a mountainside, didn't he? Sort of on a skiing holiday that he said was paid for by Cure for Wellness and Star Trek Discovery.
Oh well, this is it. He's done the Christopher Plummer thing.
Yeah,
I'd never been to Italy before.
Yeah. Hello to Jason Isaacs. Yeah. Anyway,
chance to filming Rome. Hell, I'd do porno if you went filming in Rome.
If anybody wants a good Twitter feed, by the way, Jason Isaacs' Twitter feed is really, really good. He does some good tweets.
Yeah. Jason Isaacs gives good tweet.
He certainly does.
He does.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So, my first shit one. Now, I've got a choice whether or not I want to go full rant now, or just a little rant.
You know what? I think you should go in,
build up,
slightly lube. Don't go in dry. Just go in.
Okay.
Don't go in angry.
Okay.
Don't go in angry.
Okay.
Moisten the tip.
just okay. In which case, we'll go for Valerian, City of 1,000 Arseholes.
Hold on, hasn't that got Dane DeHaan in it as well? It's the Dane DeHaan loving here on the Black Dog Podcast Live.
Oh, do Dane DeHaan off.
Yeah, the Dane DeHaan season.
Dude, fuck off. Yes. Because that's exactly what I did. I got halfway through that, and there's a bit when Cara Delevingne sticks a memory jellyfish on her head, which she has nicked from a large whale by someone who looks like Tom Baker with a robot eye. And I was just like, oh, do fuck off.
Isn't this supposed to be like the Mass Effect film?
No, it is not. No, it's
well, that was dangerous, wasn't it?
Fucking, that is just fuck you.
I could feel the lines of force from here.
I'll tell you what, Elton, you might as well just pop your kneecaps into a fucking jiffy bag and mail them over right now.
Save me,
Lee's coming for us.
Save me getting up. I'll tell you what.
You can choose the way that they're removed rather than Lee's way, because you don't want that. That's a rusty spoon, that is.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. In terms of last year, I got fucked over by 3 of my favourite franchises, and one of them was Mass Effect. So don't bring that fucker up again. Just don't. All right.
It's not worth it, Owen.
Just don't. Just don't mention it. Just don't. Right. Don't. No. Okay. So Valerian City.
But it is though, isn't it?
Shut up. A Valerian City of 1,000 Dick Faces was it starts off reasonably good in terms of a global apocalypse. You see like a lovely montage of how the city itself is constructed to the theme tune played by David Bowie of Starman, and you know taking 1,000 years of history and just sort of how this city builds up in space. And then you see Dane DeHaan, and the whole thing just goes, and then you see Cara Delevingne, and it goes, and you realise that they are both there simply because they both look good in swimwear. That's the only reason they're in
Dane
this film.
DeHaan looks good in swimwear.
Well, let's put it this way: I would rather see Dane DeHaan in board shorts than me in board shorts. Let's put it that way.
All right then.
It's a relative thing. and I'm not talking about Cure for Wellness or Old Boy kind of relative. So yeah, and it's just like, and Cara Delevingne is supposed to be this sassy, strong sort of like super heroine kind of thing who's always keeping this idiot sort of James Bondy kind of space agent played by Dane DeHaan, Valerian of the title, in check. It's like a 5-year-old wrote romance. It's just like the pair of them just look at each other and go, I could love you. Yes, I could love you too. But you aren't the person who I need to be with. It's, yeah, they're kind of like really stilted. And then there's this big story about Pearl jizzing.
Necklaces?
No, we're not far off. Pearl jizzing hedgehogs. There's these hedgehogs where if you put something into the hedgehog will then devour it and then basically piss out these pearls.
So we've had milk firing nipple monsters in The Last Jedi.
We haven't got to that yet. We haven't got.
Oh, sorry, spoilers.
We haven't got to got milk yet.
No.
But yeah, and it's just like, and the whole story is just nonsense, and it feels like something that's been made for people who've read the Valerian comic and are willing to cut it some slack. But it's so slow and boring, and it just seems to be moments where they kind of go, oh, we've painted ourselves into a corner, like Dane DeHaan's character gets lost inside the city and they don't know where he is. So we have the aforementioned rescuing a jellyfish, a memory jellyfish, off of a large sea whale.
A memory jellyfish?
Yeah, it's a memory jellyfish.
Is that 16 or 32 gig?
Exactly. Yes. Yes, I think it's a terabyte.
Is it?
And,
Okay.
and then you've got this whole thing of just putting this jellyfish on Cara Delevingne's eyebrows, and then it basically it goes
Psychic eyebrows?
It goes over her head.
Oh, okay.
And then she sees everything that she focuses on, which is essentially she focuses on Dane DeHaan's character, and she knows exactly where he is.
I was going to say, 'cause I see everything I focus on. Like I'm focusing on that chair right now. I can see the chair. I'm focusing on the mic stand, Lee. And I can see the mic stand.
You're good for another can. That's good.
I'm going for another can right now.
As your attorney, I'd say you can have another can.
Thank you very much. I'm going to pay for this tomorrow morning.
You will. You probably pay for it before the end of the evening. And so she sees this. She puts this jellyfish on her head, and she sees where he is because she's just thinking about him, which is supposed to be some kind of romantic moment. But all it does, you just get a horrible feeling that perhaps our favourite director, Luc Besson, just wanted to cover Cara Delevingne in petroleum jelly. Because when she takes the thing off, that's it. She's just slicked from head to foot in this slime, and it's just like, yeah, this plot could that memory jellyfish could have just been a beam of light. It didn't have to be anything. It just was like Cara Delevingne covered in slime. Thank you very much indeed. Tee hee hee, aren't we being so coy? And you know what?
I'm just thinking that I think there is a lot of sugar in these dark fruits, because when you said Luc Besson, for some reason I thought of Yorkshire puddings. I don't know why. There is just no link between Luc Besson. Oh, actually, Aunt Bessie's Yorkshire puddings. Luc Besson.
Luc Bessie's.
Oh dear.
Luc
Bessie's Valerian puddings. There we go.
Anyway, the fact of the matter was, I got halfway through it, fell asleep, felt no compulsion to go and watch it, the rest of it. And you know what? I read the rest of it on Wikipedia, and I'm kind of glad I didn't actually watch it all the way to the end, because you know what? It's bollocks, and I still had an hour and 45 to go.
Man.
It's fucking nearly 2.5 hours long. It's fucking a long film.
What's the DLC like?
I hear that most of the actual fans wrote in and said they did like the ending. So they made another ending for it.
Fuck you. See, unlike Elton, I can reach you in a single step.
You certainly can. And I don't care because I'm drunk.
Yeah, you should be.
So I did see it recently, and for me, it's kind of, I felt it does capture from what I've read of the comics and those sort of Euro comics, which are kind of, they have a certain Euro sensibility, which I've now quite inured to from watching a lot of European genre stuff from the 60s and 70s. But what sunk it for me is the absolute fucking charisma black hole of, what's his name?
Dane DeHaan.
Dave Devine and his spirit wife. But it was kind of like, if you look at the Valerian comic, you should be the sort of big, burly, seasoned space adventurer. And I just kept looking and going, you're 12.
Yeah.
Why is he 12?
And he looks like,
and it's kind of, he looks 12, but he's got this, Sam Neill kind of, voice. It's kind of, does not compute. This
be a space.
This is terrible casting. What were you thinking?
It's
kind of,
space
you do
detective.
remember Robo Hunter, where in the first Robo Hunter, Slade's co-pilot goes through a hyperwarp with dodgy shields and gets regressed to a baby.
Yes.
I was thinking, is there going to be some reveal like that to explain why he's 12?
Yeah. Yeah. And he's got this constant expression on his face, like he's trying to do calculus in his head. It's like he's constantly trying to work out
what shoe he's got on. Right foot, left foot, right
Bigger
foot,
bags under his eyes. Fucking
visually, it's a beautiful film, but it's just kind of like, it's like much like the Mummy. My problem is with the leading man. It just kind of just like torpedoes it. It's like having a huge luxury space liner with a hole in the hull because some 12-year-olds let off a firecracker and blown a hole in the bastard.
Yeah. Book him Dano on the chat said, who was that and where has he been in? Dane DeHaan.
He's also been in actually quite a good little superhero.
He was in Chronicle, wasn't he?
Yeah, that one. I really like Chronicle. Although he did play.
Let's not argue about Chronicle.
he was quite an obvious creepy McBad guy.
Yeah.
He's like the nerd that had been beaten up by some bullies, and it's like, oh, they're always the supervillain, those ones.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Because there's no good can come of people who've been beaten up by bullies at all.
No. So anyway, yeah, there was only, I think someone didn't like Valerian as well. I can't. I'll find out who didn't like Valerian, but I think it was Sarah didn't like Valerian. I thought,
mate, I think you could stand in a crowded Oxford Street in London, throw a bottle over your shoulder, and you'll hit somebody who didn't like Valerian.
Yeah, or as Sean put it, it's no Fifth Element. Well, yeah, that's not saying much.
Well, everyone I know has seen Valerian. They always say the same thing. Say, it looks nice,
yeah,
but the plot,
yeah,
which is fair comment, I think.
What fucking plot? There's no fucking plot. Anyway, right. So let's move on. So Elton,
yes,
your next goodie.
We're going for good ones now, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go right in the shins and say Dunkirk.
Oof. There we go. Okay, right, fine. Dunkirk. Yeah, a lot of people like Dunkirk. Yeah. Shall I? Go on. Tell me what you liked about Dunkirk.
Well, I like the way that it portrays the British at their best when they're queuing.
That's how we won World War II. Damn it, we queued.
That's what we did, and I do believe the Germans were just trying to shoot people jumping queues or not in the queue correctly. That's all they were doing. But apart from that, I thought it was fabulous. Although I do have a problem with the timing. I know Nolan likes to do this fandangled thing where he fucks around with time a little bit to make it a bit interesting, which I can see why he did it, but I don't always like the execution in this film.
Yeah, it doesn't always work correctly either. The way they do it, with the airplane and the bit between the airplane and the boat.
Tom Hardy looked like he was gliding for 2.5 hours. It's like,
yeah.
Well, why not just do that across the British Channel? What was he fired across it on a big fucking
catapult,
big elastic band or something like that? Is that what it was?
Yeah, and if you can glide that far, then why don't you glide back to the guys that are queuing and just join the back of the queue?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh God. Booking Dano's going, no Dunkirk spoilers. I don't know how it ends.
Oh. They all take a ticket.
Please line up at window 13.
Boat number 7 is ready for departure. Please have your boarding tickets ready. Fanabard, old Scott loved Dunkirk. John Campion said that it was more of an experience than a narrative, and one I was completely swept away by. Watching the film in Zeffirelli's by the park in Ambleside, Tom Hardy's solo performance in the cockpit put me in mind of Locke in a good way. That's a good film, actually, if you haven't seen it. And there was so much to like in this, from the unseen enemy to the score that eventually resolving into Nimrod. I can't wait to rewatch it. While Pete Hammond said it was astonishing, didn't breathe for the first 20 minutes, just incredible. Those aerial sequences, and redressed the what are the RAF actually doing issue. And finally, Andy Palastides said it was flawed and it worked more as a collection of set pieces than the whole film. But again, it was nice to see something a little different this year.
That's one thing I'd like to see is all the, sometimes people get YouTube videos and they jumble everything up and they'll take certain sections, they'll take all the flying sections out and put it all in one clip. I'm looking forward to someone doing that.
Yeah, well, the one on the beach that lasts, is the longest period of time. That's going to be the most boring fucking film ever. Isn't it?
Yeah,
Literally just the bloke going into the sea.
Has anyone got a bucket and sand?
Yeah. I'm trying to have a shit in the sea. Oh no, someone's bombing me while I'm trying to have a shit.
Yeah, that dude. Oh man, he couldn't catch a crap, could he?
No, he couldn't catch a break. He didn't even bomb.
oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh no, I'm being bombed.
Got my strides down, and then I got to do them up again.
I mean, the other thing is, he didn't even think to do the old pee in the pool maneuver when he was in the sea. I mean, he could have just let one float while he was trying to get back out of the water.
I do believe I'm going to suffer from incredible shy cock after this experience. Every time I sit down to take a shit, I'm going to think someone's going to bomb me.
Yeah.
I'll be listening for the Misha Schmitz.
Yeah.
Ricochet or Rico-nay.
Yeah.
Light your lights.
Yeah. Dropping the bombs or dropping your bomb. There you go. Right. So, Dunkirk, huh? Well, that did go down well with a few people, as I said. And, I watched it, and I have to say, I liked the experience of watching it more than the actual film.
It got more confusing as it got to the end because of the way the timing suddenly just...
Everything lined up and then suddenly then went the other way.
Yeah, it's just too much. It just got confusing for me after a while. It's like, which bit are we on now? When? Oh, so, hold on. Wasn't he supposed to be here about 10 minutes ago? And it's too much thinking about the timeline. And
I think it's going to warrant viewings after this, though. You're going to get used to it. You're going to get used to where you're actually living in this movie, and then realize where it all slots together. You can work it out as you're going along, but Darren, you're right. You are thinking about the timeline more than actually what's going on the screen.
I think it's the last 45 minutes when it suddenly starts. That whole
goes fucking mad.
Yeah, that whole idea of doing that with the timeline falls apart for me because it takes me out of the film.
Because you see the Spitfire go down, and you spend 10 minutes watching
him glide across the battlefield, and it's just like, well, there goes Tom.
There he goes.
He's still going. I'm just going to go off and do some shopping, and I've come back, and where's? Oh,
he's still going.
Tom. He's still going.
He's perpetual motion machine.
Yes, yeah.
Keeping him in the air.
He's dangling his head out of the window, going.
Yep.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I have to say, I listen to the soundtrack a lot at work because it helps me with just feeling I'm more under pressure than I already am, and I have to say I'm looking forward to seeing it again. I think more than I did with Interstellar, which I watched once and I don't think I've ever seen again. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, but I just don't. I mean, it is more of an experience than it was a film. I think it was more of just sitting there kind of constantly feeling tense. I remember when it ended, I remember just letting kind of finally just kind of going, oh, just kind of slumping into a corner a bit. I'd never felt so tense with a film, apart from one, which is going to appear in my shittiest movies, which I'll come to in a bit. Anyway, so, yeah, sorry, Jim.
Yeah, so I was much the same with Dunkirk. I mean, I have Dunkirk as which would be my next best one. But it was kind of, there's not many films that just, I mean, it was kind of like, it was this is cinema kind of at its purest. It's not lots of people giving the usual run through of World War II or any war film cliches.
Yeah.
There was no kind of, I've got a girl back home, and everyone goes, "Yup, you're getting a bullet in the head in the next 10 minutes, or getting blown up by a bomb."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, it was nice to see a film that totally short-circuited that. And I know I did see a really stupid review in The Guardian whinging about it, and essentially taking a stick to Dunkirk. It wasn't Saving Private Ryan. And it's kind of, but it's not that kind of movie. It's not that kind of gung ho.
Yeah,
let's feel good about a war film.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not about lots of dramatic speeches. It's more kind of, if you were stuck on that beach, this is what it'd be like.
Yeah, exactly. Just sitting there, just waiting for Messerschmitts to come in or whatever they were.
Yeah, yeah. I think it did.
You orderly.
No, queue jumping.
Take a ticket, please.
Yeah, no ticket. Sign I am bitter. Tickets, please. Indiana Jones punched him out of a Zeppelin. Anyway, sorry, Jim. But anyway.
But yeah, I think it's also one of those movies that I think it really did benefit from seeing it in a spanking new cinema with the full sound. I mean, the floor was vibrating, and some of the explosions, you really felt them.
Yeah,
and that was a fairly packed showing. We thought it'd be fairly quiet, and it was actually one of the strangest showings I've been to. Because normally you go and you're looking and going, "Oh God, is he going to be on his phone?" Not this fucking teenager, some chavs in. Yeah. Whereas this, it was nearly all people older than us for a change.
Yeah.
It really turned out to see this film, and it was that was pretty great. It's one of the best cinema experiences I've ever had. Yeah. Packed cinema, everyone old and well behaved, lovely.
Half of them were dead by the end with that sub bass. You would killed a few,
having shell shock flashbacks.
Yeah. Oh shit! It's like being back there. Oh no! Not send me back. Anyway, so what about you then, Jim? What was your next good film?
So it would have been Dunkirk, so I'll go for an honourable mention of Get Out.
Oh, Get Out. Yes. Great film. Yeah, go on, carry on.
Yeah, it's one of I don't really want to spoil it, I think, if you haven't seen it, you don't want it spoiled.
No.
But, I thought it was just a very good, thought-provoking, and yet fun horror movie.
Yeah.
And what kind of I'm sure people have heard about it, and they might be getting the impression, "Oh, this is a grueling horror experience." It's not. It's just a well-rounded horror movie. It's intriguing. It's creepy. There is some gory bits. There's some frightening bits, but there's also a lot of funny bits in as well. Yeah. And there's also a lot of satire and really stuff that really does actually, make you think a bit and look at things in a different way, which is, the horror genre, I think, is always done very well. If you look at a lot of the big greats, like Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Evil Dead, they have kind of this, you can read them as a horror story, but you can also read them as a jet black satire as well.
Yeah.
And then Get Out just hits that really, really well, featuring some great performances and wonderful sort of twists and turns. And it's one of those, what I call, a good restaurant movie. You come out feeling like you've had a really top class meal of 5 courses and feel fully cinematically satisfied all round afterwards.
Yeah, because it starts off because it has a nice line inside eye at the sort of liberalism as well, doesn't it? It's kind of like a little cynical side eye at, really, is this genuine, or are you just playing for the crowd kind of thing? But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was definitely one of my honourable mentions. I think it would have been the one if we crossed over somewhere. But I've
not actually seen that myself. I do want to. It was one of those films I had on my list.
It is really good. It is really. It is
good. Very good.
Coupled with that on Blu-ray, then.
Yeah. It's also liked by from the Facebook group from Chris Oster, Sean McGowan, and Steve Bob all liked this as well, and said that it was in their lists. So that's cool. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I think it was a superb film, and yeah, it starts off as you kind of think you know where it's going. You think it's a sort of straightforward B movie, but it's a lot more clever than that. There's a lot more depth to it than that. Yeah, I thought it was great. Really good film. So cool. Okay, so Get Out is in our good list, which is good to see. And what about you, Dal? What's your next good film?
Next good film. Let's see now. Shall I go for another? I've got 2 superhero ones on my list. I'm going to go for the second one. I'm going to go for Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Aha! Spider-Man: Homecoming.
It's another Marvel one.
Yes,
it's another Marvel one.
Well, I was going to say, yeah. Okay, so
just a Marvel horror.
I am just a Marvel horror. Although my third one isn't going to be Guardians of the Galaxy, so it could have been 3 for 3, but it's not.
No, I know. I think I know where the third one's going.
Yeah. No, I think the third one, when we get to it, will be a very popular vote anyway. But I've got other films I can replace with that if we need to throw another one in there.
We'll go through. If we overlap and you want to add more into your list, that's fine.
Well, I do have other ones as well.
That's cool.
But this one,
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man. I've had a bit of a love-hate relationship with Spider-Man films in the past. If we're going from Tobey Maguire as year dot, so I know there's been Nicholas Hammond being Spider-Man before
in his Spider-Man pajamas,
with his big bling bracelets on, spider web thrower thingies with the Tic Tac boxes sprayed silver. I have to say that Tom Holland is my favourite Spider-Man because I think he gets it right on both levels. He does Peter Parker correctly, and he does Peter Parker correctly.
Yeah,
and he does Spider-Man correctly as well. He's got all the geekiness and uncoolness for Peter Parker.
Yeah,
but he's also got the wisecracking. He seems comfortable giving out the sort of one-liners as Spider-Man in the costume and everything like this. He gets that. As far as I'm concerned, he gets all that spot on.
Yes,
he's the best one we've had so far.
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
Yeah, it's, for me, Tobey Maguire. All right. Yeah, he did Peter Parker, but he was creepy Parker.
Yeah,
he really was. The bloke doesn't blink that often as much as other human beings do.
Yes.
So I don't know what's going on. It's like, blink, Toby, blink, for fuck's sake. And as Spider-Man, he just didn't seem comfortable with the one-liners as an actor. It just didn't seem like Tobey Maguire.
No.
Andrew Garfield, again, good as Spider-Man, but too cool as Peter Parker.
Yeah.
He's too much of a hip sort of character for that, and for me, that kind of defeats the purpose of the Peter Parker character, who's supposed to be
a science nerd.
He's supposed to be the little man. He's supposed to be the sort of like, the meek sort of character. And for Tobey Maguire, for Andrew Garfield, it wasn't. But Tom Holland just gets it perfect. I think he just strikes the balance really, really well.
For me, I thought the Michael Keaton character really was very good.
He's one of the best villains, I think, especially at the end of the film when they have him in prison.
Yeah,
and he meets up with what is supposedly a character called the Shocker, who is another, of course, Spider-Man villain. And
shall I get that music back out again?
What's that?
Shocker. Wow, wow, wow.
Michael Keaton, who's really, really come into his own recently.
Yeah, he's been back in a few good films recently.
He really has. I mean, he's really been showing his strength as an actor, and in this, he just really does the character of the Vulture. He does it really good service.
Yeah, I thought so.
Doesn't make it a pantomime villain. He gives it some real weight.
Yeah,
and it's the sort of right turn with his character in story-wise when it links his characters to something else. It's kind of, oh shit!
A scene in the car.
Exactly. There's that. It's so tense. It is just. But it's in when it's like Peter Parker comes to the front door, and it's, he knows who he is, but it's like, Michael Keaton doesn't know who Peter Parker is.
But you kind of get the sense he does.
He kind of works it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on. Sorry.
It's nice to see a film where the villains, who are long-standing comic book villains, don't get killed.
Yeah.
They don't use that, let's kill him off thing as a way to solve a problem. Oh, that's dealt with
Tim
now.
Burton's Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not do that. Although, actually, the Joker was killed off the first time he appeared anyway.
Yeah.
So that's kind of in keeping with it, but I'm guessing that Tim Burton wasn't thinking of that, and it's just a happy coincidence.
Yeah. As far as it goes, Spider-Man Homecoming was liked also by Michael G. Cox, Sean McGowan, Gary Madden, and Sarah Lazelle, but it was hated or disliked, shall we say, by Harriet Ellis And there's also on the chat, there's a few bits and pieces going on here. Chris Oster liked Mary J or MJ, and Book Him Dano didn't like it at all. He said it was terrible. The only good parts were the Civil War flashbacks. So
Really?
there you go. Interesting. I thought it was I thought people would either treat it like a sort of middle of the road Marvel or like it. But hey, there you go. It was better than Spider-Man 3, admits Harriet. Well, frankly, again, going back to the Van Helsing thing.
Let's give that bar also to Doug McClure and Peter Cushing. There you go, guys. Take that. Go for it.
Off you go, down into the centre of the earth. So there you go. But Gary Madden did actually comment on it and said, in my opinion, it was great to finally get a Spidey who felt like a high school kid and not a 35-year-old pretending to be a kid.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't do the grease thing. He's got like all these people who are in their 30s playing teenagers.
Exactly. So, so that's Spider-Man Homecoming. My next one, I've got 3 here because okay, fine. I'll tell you what. My next one, let's pull out a biggie, is Logan.
Logan. Okay.
Logan. See, when I first watched it, I was kind of had a hype experience thing with it, with everyone going, it's the greatest thing ever, blah, blah, blah. Great ending to a character. And I'm not really an X-Men fan, I'll be honest with you. I like First Class, and I know that's going to make people judge my opinion on this whole thing anyway, because I know not everyone likes First Class. But I thought that Logan, when I first watched it, I was kind of like, this is a good Western that just happens to have superheroes in it. The second time I watched it, I had a lot more appreciation for it because I was a bit sort of distanced from it. It was that Matrix thing again, of going to the cinema, seeing it, and everyone telling me it's going to be brilliant, and watching it and going, yeah, it was all right, but it wasn't brilliant. And then next time coming back and going, watching it again with a bit of distance and going, actually, no, I really enjoyed that. It was really affecting. And I thought it was a powerful send-off, and it was a great finale for the character. And it still does feel like a Western. It does. It's like a proper, right down to the Johnny Cash hurt sort of thing.
Very appropriate.
The only thing that still sort of, I don't know, still sits a little odd with me is they still go for the superhero finale with it. We've got to have a big punchy, fighty sort of recovery from the brink kind of bollocks. So he comes back stronger than ever and fights his corner before the finale, before it ends the way it does. So, and that felt like it was just kind of just tipping the nod back to people who were expecting a standard superhero film. But otherwise, I thought it was really enjoyable, really interesting portrayal, and I think that Hugh Jackman's portrayal as Logan in this is probably the best he's done.
Definitely.
So there you go. And I thought, frankly, I didn't come away with tears in my eyes like most people seem to be saying, and that's fair enough. People like it, and some people have more investment in it. I mean, I must admit, it didn't help that I watched it the first time, and then the second time I watched it was the Deadpool special teaser trailer. Do you see that one?
Yeah.
With him with the metal detector.
No, I didn't.
Seen that one. Okay, well, I won't spoil it.
Oh,
yeah,
is that in an airport?
No, it's in a forest.
Oh.
And he's walking around, there's Deadpool walking around with a metal detector, and he appears on a bunch of rocks. Happens upon a bunch of rocks. That's all I'm going to say. So, you got to think you can work it out from there if you've seen the film. But yeah,
that's sick.
You just yeah,
exactly.
So he just comes along, he just sits down and goes, what have we found here? Oh god. Yeah.
I thought Logan was very, very good. As you know, I don't like the superhero stuff, but I could see past that and enjoyed it for what it was, but there was something that didn't quite click for me. Yeah. I'm not too sure what it was, though.
Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, like I say, I don't know. It's the like I say, X-Men films have always blown hot and cold with me anyway. So, like I say, I'm seeing a lot of people going, oh, well, I didn't really like First Class, and Logan was terrible, and, Logan's silly, and all this kind of thing. And that's fine, everyone, likes what they like. But then I have also seen people say that they liked X-Men Apocalypse and X-Men, what's the other one? Days of Future Past and X-Men Last Stand and the other Wolverines. And I don't get any of that at all. Those ones just seem to be, all of them seem to be half-baked in some way and just come down to some, hey, look, we got powers, let's show them off finale. So it's, I think for me, it's just, for me, I think, X-Men films are sort of like, I don't know, Marmite films. They either work for you, they don't, and that's perfectly cool. But for me, this was one of the better ones, I have to say, probably the best one out of all of them that I like.
Oh, definitely the more solid sort of Logan.
Fucking Days of Future
Wolverine.
Past was just shite.
I'd take this over that any time.
X-Men Apocalypse was just. Oh, I didn't realize Oscar Isaacs really needed that fucking conservatory that badly.
Oh, you mean when they went up against the sex toy from the future?
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
I've got to say though, where Logan was concerned, a certain death didn't have the same impact on me as it did with some people.
Yeah.
I just went, oh no, look, he's dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
See, to illustrate my point, right? Yeah. Will on the chat here has said that he didn't think as much of Logan, but he did say that he thought was X-Men Apocalypse was one of the best ones, where I just thought that was a CGI sandstorm, and then they built a film around it.
I really didn't like.
Fucking awful, I thought.
I feel sorry for Oscar Isaacson because I generally like him as an actor. I think he's really, really good, but for them to do him up, just to why? This is what I don't get. Why do some people feel the need to change something that's been really, really successful because they think they can do it better? And it's like, well, no, this person's already shown that they can do it really well. If this character is successful in this configuration and you want to do it on film, why do you get really pretentious about it and think you can do better than that?
It's I don't know. I mean, it's Bryan Singer in terms of the X-Men film. I mean, don't really want to go too much because we haven't really got the time for it. But but in terms of X-Men films, Bryan Singer gets hold of it and he puts it all back to black leather and his own particular style. And it's like, well, that's fine. If that style works for you, brilliant. I'd say if you like watching it, can't judge people on that. My problem I always have now is in the age of Marvel where they just do it straight from the page as near as damn it.
Exactly.
There's no excuse now to suddenly go, let's put everyone back in black leather and put everyone in blue leather because they're the bad guy.
Captain America, Iron Man, Thor. I mean, come on now.
Yeah. When you see Guardians of the Galaxy and you see a talking raccoon and a talking tree, you sort of at that point you're like, the audiences will accept it if it's a 60-foot high bloke with a big metal mouth.
If you're gonna change your costume, have some imagination about it. Don't just stick them all in black leather, because that just shows you've got a lack of imagination.
Oh God, blimey! There's lots of stuff going on in the chat. I'll come back to that in another bit. Anyway, as far as Logan's concerned, it was liked by Alistair McNair, Steve Bobb, Michael G. Cox, Sean McGowan, and Sarah Lazelle, and disliked by Harriet Ellis. And Steve Deegan said, "Whatever happens now with Jackman and the role, it was a great send-off that due to being set some years in the future still gives him an out if he does reprise the role under Disney rule. It was touching and shocking at times, but never got too over the top, and is one that I've been meaning to pick up." While Steve Murray said it's a lot of people's lists, and I say this movie comes close to being one of the best superheroes movies in my humble opinion. While Pete Hammond said he loved it, not that asked about ex-people movies, but it did bring a tear to my eyes several times. Loved the tone, the aesthetic, and even the marketing. Excellent use of Johnny Cash. So there you go. So there we go. We've done two good and one bad. Shall we do one more bad and then we'll have a little break?
I think we shall.
Because I need tea or something. So there you go.
I need the loo.
I need the toilet. Right, so Anyway, so Elton,
Yeah, okay.
come on, give us a shitty one.
Oh God.
Fuck it.
I'm going back in my messages now.
Yeah. Go on.
The Emoji Movie.
Oh.
This is one film that didn't need to happen.
Oh no.
There's no conceivable way that this should have happened at all. This should have been, oh, should we make an Emoji Movie? Yeah, of course. Fuck off. And then that should have been it. It should have been squashed there.
I totally agree with you. It was depressing as a film. It's depressing as a concept, but even more depressing is the whole central message is, hey kids, just keep texting. By the way, do you recognize that? That's the Spotify logo. Hey kids, recognize that? It's the YouTube logo.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, so really, this is Inside Out, but for fucking morons. I mean, really.
I didn't even like Inside Out. I struggled with that, but for different reasons, I think. But Harriet on the chat room says, I can't believe that you willingly saw that.
Yeah, neither of us willingly saw it, let's be honest.
No, we have little people that want to see this sort of stuff, don't we?
Correct. Yes, but that's the thing. It's like, I mean, I just couldn't believe it. It was one of the worst films I've ever seen because it's so goddamn cynical, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I found also the characters in there as well. They just didn't have any soul in them at all. I don't know whether that's down to the voice acting, and James Corden can die in a fire as far as I'm concerned. I've never liked that guy, and I never will like that guy. I don't care what he's in, and any franchise that he even remotely pops up in is ruined and tainted as far as I'm concerned.
Have you seen Into the Woods? Yeah, don't worry, carry on.
And there was just no soul in it. It was just, okay, we need to make this movie. Let's just run it out. Everyone phoned it in. The animators phoned it in. The sound phoned in. The score, the people that got the tracks in, everything was just phoned in just to make as much money as it can. And I think you said when we were talking on the text, you said it cost them 120 million to make.
It cost them 100 million.
100 million to make. Where did that go? It's got PS2 graphics. It really had. It's horrible.
It is the worst. I mean, I think the strap line, the strap line, pretty much says it all. Really, it should just say Patrick Stewart is shit. I mean, 'cause that's exactly what he is, and it's sort of that. If anything sums this movie up more than that, it's Patrick Stewart is shit. And if you can't, that's the gag. What?
Patrick Stewart is shit.
He's the poo emoji.
We are number 2.
We are number 2. Yes, that's our jobs. We're number 2. I'm going to say poo again because, like, if I don't, then I don't fulfill my contract, and then that way I don't get my $20 million for like the 6.5 minutes of fucking voice time I put in.
Mr. Wolf, set course for the bank. Engage.
I mean, the thing is, I think your best review of the Emoji Movie is to basically Google up Patrick Stewart on the premiere red carpet. Just Google that. Just Google that up and look at the picture. Look at the picture and look at his face. Look into his eyes. You can actually see the soul leaving his body.
You can see them glazing over ever so slightly.
Yeah. He just has a look on his face saying, I'm here under false pretenses. This is just...
Yeah, someone must have some dirt on him or something.
Yeah, that was my theory for not last year's worst movie, but the year before, which was movie 43, which is just that had clearly the Farrelly brothers had lots of Polaroids of lots of people. That's all I'm saying. But anyway.
Yeah, it just had no soul. It was horrible. It was distasteful as well.
Yeah.
And I didn't smile once. I don't think I heard kids laughing during it either.
No.
It was it's just a money making machine, and it shouldn't have made any money at all.
No, and that's the thing is, like I say, when you're sitting in the cinema and the kids are actually doing that, the pop culture references that you see in comedies, but they are actually doing the look, mummy, it's the Spotify logo. That's when you know this has reached peak cynicism. It's just the worst. It's like Wreck-It Ralph, but just for icons. It's just the worst. It's just fucking hell. Oh, there's a Kim Kardashian app. Fuck off. Just fuck the fuck off and take your... I mean, one reviewer said that what he wanted to do was go back into the cinema and just sit there in the middle of the cinema with a frozen grin on his face, not making any movements, but just going, ha 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 ha, for the whole movie to annoy everyone so they'd leave.
Like Shia LaBeouf when he filmed himself watching all of these movies.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just looking on the box office on IMDb. Now, I don't know whether this is correct or not, but it said it got a budget of 50 million,
right,
estimated, and the worldwide gross was over 200 million.
Which means they're going to make another.
That means that there's...
fuck off.
They shouldn't have made this one.
Yep.
I mean, when I heard about this, I thought this was, this is one of these things that Hollywood throws up, they're going to make a movie of, then they didn't think, actually, let's not. I remember like a few years ago, there was going to be this whole flood of movies based on board games, and Ridley Scott was attached to Monopoly, and someone else was attached to a remake of Cluedo, and someone else was going to Diplomacy. Yeah. And someone Battleship did Escape, and they were thought, Christ, it was a terrible idea. But you get these sort of clouds of nonsense every now and again. I thought, an emoji movie, that'll be kicked around for a while, and then it won't happen. And it did.
Yeah.
It's like,
coming soon, Snakes and Ladders.
Snickers, the movie. Yeah, okay, right.
Ludo.
We'll do the next 3 bad movies, and then we'll take a break for those people in the chat room. So, right, let's get through it then. So, Jim, your next shite hole movie.
Alien Covenant.
You had to drop a bomb.
Oh man, you pulled the rug from Lee's feet there.
You pulled the pin. Oh, fucking hell, this film.
You do realise, Jim, at this moment, in the future, they're going to be trying to send a Terminator back to have you now for starting this off.
Look, you had to come at some point. I don't have many on my shit list.
You are the Miles Dyson of podcasting now.
Right, everyone.
The Sarah Connor. That's what it is.
Oh, fuck. Go on in, Jim. You get your first
I'll keep this brief because I'm sure it's been discussed to death anyway. I mean, I stayed away from this film until the fuss had died down to give it the fairest possible break. And point one, that scene, the Spaceball scene.
the
one, as an effect, it looked fucking awful.
Yes.
Like bad video game rendering circa 1997, kind of shiny and shock clippy at the edges. Looked horrible. But it was just the sheer nonsense of it. He might as well have had a top hat and a cane.
He did literally.
Frankly.
So it's just, hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
That's all I could think of. I was just watching it going, Secondly, the so-called lead character.
Yes.
And again, this has just been a consistent problem with all my low-ranking films. How did she get that role? Because it's kind of like charisma bypass much. She was just kind of a character of nothing with no performance, just at the heart of it. And it was just kind of like, this is just nothing. Thirdly, it's kind of, you set up so much in Prometheus, okay?
For good oil.
And then in this film, you quickly undo it with a little bit of blather. Oh, remember all those engineers, says David? I just got rid of them. They're all wankers wearing togas. The end. Fucking thanks a bunch for that.
I love the script writing in this film.
Oh.
Don't you?
What?
You blow and I'll do the fingering. What the fuck are you on?
I can only assume he was taking the piss, frankly. He said, "You want another Alien film? Fine, you can have one, but I'm mining it with some absolute shocking nonsense."
Oh, it just wow. I mean, this was one of my worst. I mean, this was right just below the Emoji Movie in terms of like how bad I thought this film was, and it's just yeah. Belly Stapler saying rusty trombone. I mean, it just there was so much wrong with it. I don't even know where to begin anymore. I mean, Prometheus had characters that were stupid, but it tried. I mean, I'm almost reevaluating Prometheus by the dint of this film. I'm looking at Prometheus and going, the characters were stupid, but it tried to have some kind of crazy ideas, and the biggest problem was it was hampered by being tied so strongly to Alien and trying not to be. This one just makes shit up as it goes along, and then on top of that, just dilutes the Alien idea every single step of the way. Oh, Lovecraftian thing that you don't know where it's come from? Fuck off. It was made by a mad android who was just vomiting up baby eggs, who's been playing around with organic matter for no apparent reason. I don't know where he's getting it from since he killed the entire planet. Oh, and he learned how to fly a spaceship, and he's got his head sewn back on by someone who is dead. Well, why is she dead? Who cares? Now there's these white aliens, and he knows how to talk to them by blowing up their nose. It just there is so much in that. I mean, Prometheus. Andy's going, no, don't leave. Prometheus is still shit. Yes, it is still shit. But the thing is, it's like you think you know, you think you have your bar, you think you have everything laid out in front of you where your level is.
Doug and Peter are waiting there.
Doug and Peter have gone out the other
They've
side.
got the catcher's middle.
They've gone down so far through the middle of the earth. They're out the other side. They've literally taken off. I mean, and the problem is Alien Covenant it's just pretentious bollocks. All the Hall of the Mountain King fuckwittery, and you know the switcheroo with the droids, the Michael Fassbender, oh, I've got an unconvincing hick-billy accent, you don't know nothing, and then all of a sudden it's like, and now actually I'm going to start talking like this, and I'm going to fight my brother, and don't worry, I had blonde hair at the beginning of this fight, now at the end I've got black hair. How does he change his hair to black hair? Oh, I don't know, but I'm going to go tuck the kids in. It's like, fuck off.
He used L'Oreal because he's worth it.
The fucking alien just scampers about like some rod puppet from fucking Pipkins.
From Alien 3, actually.
From Alien 3, yeah, actually. It's just gibberish. The story's gibberish. The characters are fucking stupid. The alien life cycle just gets further butt fucked than you could imagine. I mean, 1 minute, aliens have to attach themselves to your face and stay there for a long time. Now, it's basically one jab and a squirt into a security guard's face, and he just happened to just go, oh, no, it's okay. He just went around the edge. Oh, no, that's enough now. And I can die off screen. So I can have... Why? Well, it's easy because otherwise we won't have an alien on the spaceship to have a finale. It's just so goddamn stupid. And as bloody Michael says on the chat, it's like they should have stopped with Alien. Just stopped. That's it. It's just fucking rubbish. But anyway, the feedback goes that it wasn't liked by anyone on the Facebook group. It was hated by Russ Whitfield, Steve Bob, who thought it was so bad.
Whitfield hated it?
Yeah, he did. He thought it was so bad. Steve Bob hated it so much he actually mentioned it twice. Mark McHugh hated it. Pete Hammond hated it. Alistair McNair hated it. Andy Palastides said it's worst film by a country mile. It did the impossible, being worse than Prometheus and managing to shit on the legacy of both Aliens and Prometheus, as Scott continues on some strange messianic temper tantrum and pulls down worlds he created, then complains about 2049 being too long. So, in short, fuck off, Scott.
Can I just say that the actual disbelief that Russ hated it is international, because Chris Oster has also said Russ hated it.
Wow.
This is how, see, Russ, if you're listening, this is how notorious your actual liking for certain movies is. It goes across the pond, my son.
Book him, Dano's just said Russ is the scientific absolute zero. I'm confused. For quality films. I will come when we get to the honourable mentions. Yeah, well, there's a lot of films he added in. The last bit of feedback on Alien Covenant was Steve Deegan, who said, all things I've already, it's all the things we've already covered, really. Why, when you've already got a perfect delivery system, would you change it and make it more obvious? There was there any real point in including the engineers if they were just going to be killed in a 2-minute flashback? And how does the ship end up on the planet in Alien, and so on and so forth?
Can I just say, as a level to measure this by, I actually got a lot more satisfaction out of watching Fast and Furious 8 than I did out of watching Alien Covenant.
Well, at least the effects are more convincing, and so's the acting.
Well, this is it. I knew what to expect with Fast and Furious. I got served up exactly what I was expecting. It was like, well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I say as well, this film, even though Prometheus was so poor, and everyone said all this is just dropped it down a couple of notches. And I hate to say it, but I'm done with this franchise now. That is it. I mean, I've really adored this franchise. The first 3 films, as you know, I love. And
but when they were 9,
Aliens versus Predator couldn't kick me out of this. This film has now done it for me. I'm like, no, that's it, no more.
Yeah. I mean, was it Belly Stapler? Belly Stapler said, Alien sequels are just fan fiction to me. The original's the only one, the only real one. And he was surprised it took you this long. I mean, 9 films. I mean, we should have learnt by now. I mean, we are just abused fans coming back, going, maybe it'll be different this time. Maybe it'll be fine.
It won't. It'll never be different.
Never be different.
But it's got all the ingredients to work. There's no excuses to fuck it up. There are no excuses anymore. We're in 2017. We've made a lot of shit movies, and we've made a lot of very good movies. There are no excuses to make shit like this.
No, agreed. Right. Well, there you go.
I don't know. The sound of cha-ching.
Yeah, exactly.
There's the excuse.
Yeah. Well, it didn't.
Why make a good film that does double cha-ching?
Yeah. Because a good film would normally take time, skill, and effort, and not have Ridley Scott on the set, as we will discover.
Yep.
When we get around to our next bunch of good films.
No excuses.
No excuses. Okay then. We'll do 2 more bad ones. That was very cathartic. Thank you, Jim. That was good.
My pleasure.
You have removed one of my bad ones, so I'm going to have to get another bad one out now. So anyway, over to you, Dal. What's another shit one for you, mate?
Okay, hold on. I'm just calling up my email because I know I've blotted them from my memory.
Yeah.
Let's see now. What was the other one I had on here? La 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 la. Oh. Now there's times when you think very much like Alien, when people should just put a franchise to bed and just not go back and wake it up again.
Are you gonna pull the pin on that one?
No, I'm not going to pull the pin on that one. No, I'm going to pull the pin on another one, another popular franchise, not as popular as the franchise that film comes from. I'm gonna pop it on another one. The Jigsaw franchise.
Really?
Yes, I actually went to see Jigsaw. Okay, which is the I think it's about the 1400 movie in the Saw series. Okay, I went along with some friends to go and see this.
Yeah.
Are they really friends?
How many of those have you seen?
I've seen 2. I've seen 2 of these films.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, I've not seen Jigsaw. I've heard mixed reports for it. I've stayed away from it until I can watch it at home. I thought I'm not giving them money for this.
Okay, I will.
Having seen the rest of the original run and how the insanely complex continuity goes.
Right, yeah.
Whether Jigsaw, I mean, I don't know whether it is just picking up where they left off, and it still is unintelligible to anyone who hasn't at least read all the wikis of all the other parts.
I'm starting to think that the Jigsaw series was maybe had been influenced by the Saturday morning versions of Flash Gordon, where you know how at the end of I'll give you an example where they used to show the Buster Crab Flash Gordon series at the cinema. You'd have it where Flash Gordon, his ship crashes into a mountain, and it's like, fuck, Flash Gordon has fucking disintegrated in the side of that mountain. There's no getting out of this.
Yeah.
There's another 13 episodes of this that are coming. What's it going to be? Is this going to be one elongated sort of funeral scene? Is that what it's going to be? And then you realise that in between the ship actually flying towards the mountain and crashing into it, there's another 5 minutes that they put into the next episode to show you how Flash Gordon got out.
Yeah. He jumped out the window on the other side of the ship.
Exactly, and he managed to put a parachute on and stuff like this. And, and what have you. I think the Saw series is just a bit like that.
Yeah, I mean the thing with the Saw series is you have to suspend disbelief that the bloke is such the master chess player that he's actually worked out absolutely every move for the next 20 years after he's dead.
The thing is, this hasn't got anything to do really with, and this is giving it away a bit. There are other forces involved in this, and it does try to tie it all up. But I just got so fucking bored watching it. It was just like, this is bollocks. I'll tell you, it's a good job I had a Cineworld card. No, fuck it. I paid for this shit. What the fuck am I talking about? I went to some goddamn cinema out in the middle of nowhere.
Why?
That was it.
Why?
Because somebody said it was a good idea.
Who?
Are
they dead now?
Name and shame.
Name and shame them.
No, I can't remember
Was
now.
it Tobin Bell?
They're not part of the Black Dog group anyway.
Was it Tobin Bell? Yeah,
Yeah, Tobin Bell.
Trying to keep the receipts rolling in.
No, this was just so. It was awful. It was boring. It was long. It was at least 6 Barnards too long, and it's only a 2-hour movie. So, and I'm talking about the journey getting to the cinema.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was.
God.
It just shouldn't have happened.
Yeah. No, it shouldn't.
There is no need for this.
After the first one, it shouldn't have happened. I mean,
exactly. There are certain films where you should only do one film.
Yeah.
And Jigsaw Saw should have been just one film. It's like Hostel should have been just one film, but they had about three films.
No, that should have been no films.
Well, yeah, but you get the gist with that. What I mean, it's just like if you're going to do something like Hostel, you only do one film. That's it. You do one. You got the point across there because there's not really much you can do. It's like High School fucking Musical. They all musical based films end with a fucking music competition every single fucking time. It ends with a music competition.
And now
fucking School of Rock ends with a music competition.
Of course it is. It's a fucking musical.
Yeah. Was it Step Up, the one about dancing? Ends with a fucking dance competition. It's just, that's kind of music based. It's, there is no getting away from it. There are some things that just shouldn't be after one dose. And Saw should have just ended at the first film, but no. And I'm kind of glad I didn't see the rest of them. I've only seen kind of like, the first, maybe, I think I've seen the second one.
We watched the first one for the horror
we did.
season.
And that was kind of enough.
Yeah.
It's like.
That is enough.
It's, maybe we should have another season called the That'll Do Pig season. That'll Do Pig season.
Starting with Babe 2, Pig in the City.
Yeah.
Well, even Babe 2 was better than fucking Jigsaw.
Oh, I don't know. That definitely rates on my "oh do fuck off" meter.
Okay, that's the "oh do fuck off" season. All right, but no, I would rather sit and watch Babe 2, Pig in the City, like 3 or 4 times than have to watch Jigsaw again.
Okay.
It was a bad film, bad idea.
Okay.
Bad movie.
sit in a corner and just think about.
Go over there and do what you need to do, but think about what you've done.
See what you've done.
Yeah.
See what you've done. Yeah. Right. Okay then. Blimey, there's lots of chat going on. I won't get into it yet. But right.
Are they talking about Jigsaw?
No,
because it's not important enough to talk about. You see, it should have ended in the first film.
Belly Stapler's going Saw 2 Pig in the City.
Bacon slicer strikes back.
Bag of bacon bits, aka the Peppa Pig Jigsaw. Right.
Saw
Anyway.
3, lean back.
That's Peppa Pig Goes to the Dentist, isn't it? You shoot kids.
Right. Okay. So let's see. I've got to do a bad one, haven't I? No, I'm not going to pull that pin. Okay. Well, let's do the other pin. One of a late entry. I had a couple. I can either kick Tom Cruise down the stairs, or we can go for a superhero film.
We've already kicked Tom Cruise, haven't we? I mean,
no, I can kick him again.
Oh yeah, let's kick Tom again. His weird tooth in the middle of his face.
Okay, American Made. American Made. There you go. You haven't heard of that one.
I have no interest in this film whatsoever. I've seen the adverts for it, and that's where my interest stopped.
Basically,
American Made.
Yeah, it was one of those. Oh, that's the only one that's on at this time. I'm going in the cinema with my Cineworld card.
Yeah, you keep telling us that, Lee.
Basically, it's Tom Cruise. It's a true story, and it's kind of related to Narcos, actually, Elton. And basically, it's about a guy who's an airline pilot who starts doing drugs and weapons running down to Nicaragua for the CIA. And it's a true story, which is fine. If it's a true story and it's well done, fine. But what it is fucking tedious. I mean, genuinely boring movie. I mean, really, 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 really dull.
Is this a sequel to Night and Day, but with Tom Cruise in it? That fucking one with him and Cameron Diaz.
The haunted scarecrow and a bunch of gums.
Yeah, that one.
No, I mean, it's basically, it's just everything going his way. It's just Tom Cruise wanting to be shown to be an airline pilot, then to be a successful airline pilot, then the best pilot in the world ever because he can land in an airstrip that's only 20 feet long.
Did he feel a need?
The need for speed?
For speed, to take speed. Did you feel a need to take speed while watching this film?
I felt the need to actually watch Speed on Netflix while in the cinema.
Oh, right, okay.
And it's just fucking boring. Really, really, really. I don't think I can actually emphasize how tediously dull this film is.
Give it a go.
Okay. Imagine the colour beige, right?
Yeah.
Now dim the light slightly.
Oh,
dim it down.
Low, man. That's fucking low.
Dim it slightly.
Yeah.
Then open the curtains on a slate grey day with nothing going on outside and the sound playing over your stereo,
Yeah.
right? That is the most exciting bit in American Made. While someone tells Echo to recount the pi to 100 decimal places. No. Oh, thank fuck for that.
That's bullshit because I know it does know it.
No, I think it's because I didn't phrase it correctly, so that's handy.
Echo, what did you think of the Saw series? Oh, see, even Echo's wiser than I am.
So anyway, yeah, so it's a tedious film. The flying sequences are boring. The sequences of him outmaneuvering the FBI over international waters is boring. The scenes where he's working with Pablo Escobar is boring. The scenes with the CIA represented by Domhnall Gleeson is boring. I mean, it literally is like going into a restaurant, having all these fantastic meals around you, and then ordering French toast. It is just tedious, mouth-botheringly dull, dry crap.
Oh, good
really not good. American Made. There you go. See, that'll make up for oh dear, latter day Narcos. Oh, there's lots of people saying some Tom Cruise shit. Yeah. So it's fucking dull. It really is dull. And trust me, I only watched that because Death of Stalin was full. I think we wanted to go and see that. And
I tell you what, they're writing a whole movie on the chat group at the moment.
oh yeah,
Yeah. If Tom Cruise as a mummy lands a plane on a river in a crisis and raises an evil pig god, which goes on a rampage in the city
yeah,
with powerful eyebrow game, this is a good screenplay.
yeah.
With
yeah.
Sigourney Weaver and Rick Moranis, I am the pig keeper.
What the hell? What?
I don't know, but I want to see this film.
Yeah. Chris Oster's going. You had me at beige. Yeah. No. Proper beige. Like proper beige
Really
mixed
beige.
with Battleship Grey. I'll probably
See,
add
now,
it.
if you want demon pigs, you have to go to the 80s cult, not classic, Evil Speak,
Oh,
in
God.
which Ron Howard's brother is a nerd picked upon who uses a computer to open a gate to hell, which lets out demonic swine.
Clint Howard. And
That's it. Yeah, that's the fella.
I know.
Yeah.
The man who, even as a child, looked middle-aged. Now the comb over.
Right. Anyway,
He was born old.
he was when he was in Star Trek, wasn't he? He was in Star Trek, the Corbomite maneuver. Wasn't
That's
it?
right.
Yeah.
He was the little baby in that ship.
Yeah, behind that alien that looked like it stepped on the Lego with an
Yeah.
up to the block. Anyway, right. So, Elton,
Mm-hmm.
time for you to get out another good one. So, go on,
Oh, another good.
Yeah, go on. Give us a good one.
Okay, right. One I really did appreciate. Brawl in Cell Block 99.
What?
Bueller. No?
Oh,
Hang on.
that's what's his face?
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. That's the geezer.
Vince Vaughn.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Go on then. Explain it to me. I've never
Okay.
even heard of this thing.
No? Oh, okay. I'll give you the synopsis. A former boxer turned drug dealer lands in a prison battleground after a deal goes badly.
A dildo bad. What?
A deal goes badly.
Oh.
Richard still goes badly.
Richard still goes bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Richard dildo goes badly.
Richard still go.
Right. Okay. Okay.
It's not your normal Vince Vaughn type film.
Mm.
I think of later years, he's been in a lot of rom-coms and just plodding along. This one,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he flexes his acting muscles.
Yeah.
He's kind of restrained in this, but it's very realistic.
Right.
This guy, I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but there's some dark moments in this film once he's in prison, and it just goes downhill from there.
Right.
And I thoroughly enjoyed it. It took me by surprise. It was recommended to me, and I watched it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, right. Okay. I literally have never even heard of it. So
I can't say much without spoiling it, though. That's the only thing. It's quite simplistic. You get the gist of what's going on fairly early on.
well, it's in the title, isn't it? There's a punch up in a cell.
Yeah,
It's got 99 written on it.
I mean, I'm just going out there on a bit of a whim.
Does what it says on the tin.
Mm.
Okay. Well, I mean, fair enough. Well, maybe we'll stick it on the docket and see what it's like. I to be quite honest, I haven't seen Vince Vaughn since he looked really kind of wasted and haggard in some terrible thing with bloody Owen Wilson, where he also looked
That's about
wasted. and
30 movies he's done with Owen Wilson.
haggard. Yeah, pretty much all of them.
I don't think he's gone beefcake on this. He's toned up a little bit on this. He's got his shaved head and he's looking mean and gruff, but he's quite reserved in it as well. And there are some fight scenes in there, and it's not Jason Bourne type fight scenes. It's kind of the opposite end of the scale of fight scenes. But there's not a lot of punches, but there's a lot of weight behind the punches.
Yeah, a lot of car doors slamming in the sound effects. Yeah.
Yeah. But I honestly, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really good, and I would highly recommend anyone watch it.
No, well, there you go. Cool. You do know, as the only person who's actually ever mentioned that at all ever, you're going to get some smart ass go, "Oh, I saw it was rubbish."
Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, bring it on. I don't care. I'm not scared anymore. I'm not taking any bullshit anymore. That's it.
Is that
Done.
Is that your 2018?
Yeah.
This is 2018, Elton, is it?
Yeah. Say no shit.
Take no shit. Nice.
Can we have that cut in by some internet wizard out there to the Lethal Weapon trailer with the exploding toilet? And this time, he's not taking any shit.
Yeah. Elton's not taking any shit. Death on the toilet. Lethal Weapon
Nope.
8.
Bookham Dano says, I saw it. It was rubbish.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He was a man that had been pushed to the edge. No more taking the bullshit from other people. This year, the most anticipated film comes this summer. Ultimate Menace is a man who's not taking any more of your shit.
Turn your fucking phone off.
Yeah.
Turn your fucking phone off.
Just around the corner, next to the high street market.
He should have gone to Mama.
He should have gone to the Punjab Gardens, just not 5 minutes away from this theatre.
On the corner of Bermondsey and Chertsey.
Anyway, right. So, Jim. Next film.
Okay. Well, the third film on my good list, I know is on Lee's list.
It's okay.
So
Okay.
No. I'll leave that, and I'll bring up another film that was from the start of the year that I'd forgotten around. That was also in contention. Probably no one else will mention. But it was the Alice Lowe black comedy / horror film Prevenge.
Oh, yes. That was good.
Alice Lowe, if you don't know, is a British actress and comedian who most people will know from her appearance in Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
Yeah.
And also for bringing the superb Sightseers.
Yes.
Directed by Ben Wheatley. This is very much the follow-on to Sightseers. It's that same thick black humour.
Yeah, definitely.
It's. I mean, I really, really liked it. It's not the happiest film in the world, but it is kind of. If you're on board with that dark humour, it is really, really funny, and yet it's really bleak at the same time. But it's more than. It's not just bleak black humour for the sake of being black and dark and who aren't we edgy.
Yeah.
It does actually have a point to make about grief, anger, and revenge.
Yeah.
And it does that. I mean, it is marvelously bleak and marvelously darkly funny at the same time. The basic plot is a woman, she's pregnant, her husband has died in dubious circumstances, and she goes after the people she feels is responsible for his death and takes them out one by one. However, she's having this, so we say, experience that might be delusional, you don't know, where her unborn baby is urging her on to kill the people who took their daddy away.
Yes.
Which gives you this. It sounds like the worst kind of schlock horror, cheesy killer baby. Sort of, it's alive. I don't want to be born. Sort of 70s movie sort of conceit. But it actually works really well because essentially she has a character she can talk to and discuss what she's doing and why she's doing it. And it rather than being sort of silly and schlocky, it actually becomes sort of brilliantly dramatic and so, I'd say, sort of darkly funny.
Yeah, I thought it was a really interesting film, and I thought it was really smart. And Alice Lowe is superb in it. I mean, I've seen her in also having children of a certain age. I see her a lot in in horrible histories.
Yes, right. Yes, yes,
And that's kind of a bit hard to kind of get your head around. 1 minute she's doing jokes about poo and putting people in trebuchets, and then 5 minutes later you see her sort of basically stabbing a guy in the Anyway, and no, I thought it was great. I mean, like, I think Sightseers is a good touchstone if you like that.
Yes, yeah. This is the next step is to take after that.
Yeah.
If you don't like Sightseers, don't go near this.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
this is dark and darker and more twisted, I think.
Yeah. But it is a really, and it's her first directorial debut. It's a directorial debut, isn't it? So it's a good, strong first entry as well. I think for her, I think she's, she wrote it, she directed it, starred in it. I think it's a good film. I'm pretty on board with that, actually. So yeah, just a bit strange, to say the least. If slightly, shall we say, esoteric? I think it's a good way of putting it. Films, it's not for you. Then then maybe just give it a miss. But I agree. I think it's a really good film. So okay then, Darren. I can still hear that scraping of that cable. See that cable there? Every time it touches the side of the...
How about I do that with it?
How about that? There you go.
How about that?
Wow. There you go. Brilliant.
Okay.
So, Darren.
So I've got to go in and now choose.
Yes.
Choose
not
the
one that
form
I
of
was
the
going to
destructor.
Okay, I'm going to do one that I don't think anybody's actually mentioned.
Go on, say Justice League. Watch me come and get you.
No. We're talking good films, aren't we? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go for The Hitman's Bodyguard.
What? Okay.
With...
Oh, you can say The Hitman and Her for a minute.
No. The Hitman's Bodyguard starring Samuel Jackson and Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
Story about Samuel Jackson's character who plays a hitman who's on a witness protection program. And Ryan Reynolds plays the bodyguard that has to make sure that he doesn't get offed by the guys that are hunting him down. Those two are just really, really good together. Ryan Reynolds plays it quite straight, and Samuel Jackson goes big time for the comedy.
Right.
There are some absolutely fantastic little set pieces in this, especially one that involves them both standing on a rooftop trying to escape some bad guys. And it's... You've heard the expression hitting every branch on the ugly tree on the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a good example of that. What happened?
I've seen it.
You've seen that bit, and it's just... I mean, I love the way Samuel Jackson swears anyway. Right? Yeah. For me, he's not... He doesn't offend me when he swears.
Yeah.
He's made an art form out of it.
Yeah.
And in that one particular scene, he puts that to good use on the way down. It just...
Ting, tang,
exactly.
ting, tang, tong.
Motherfucker!
Tang, tang. Yeah. My shoe!
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, but just... It's... I mean, even Salma Hayek's good in this one as well.
Right.
Who plays Jackson's wife. She comes into it as a character, and it's the story of how those two meet is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And she's really good in it in general anyway.
Right.
So yeah, I'd recommend it. If you want a bit of a giggle, this one, put it on, have a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
I sat there, I was giggling all the way through it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think if they're going to have a film, they make a film about Cupid. Samuel Jackson needs to play Cupid. He'd be good at it.
Yeah. Dave Dean said many mofos are said.
Yes, many mofos are said in that film. But I recommend it. I really do. They're both, Ryan Reynolds and Samuel Jackson are both really, really good in this.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Because I thought you were going to go for a certain Miss Godot.
Oh, right.
But I mean, you could have done, but
I thought this one would be one that not many people would have actually seen, because I noticed it wasn't actually mentioned.
No, it wasn't.
At all.
It wasn't in any of the, no one in, I've got all these feedbacks and hardly any of them have been touched because we've missed half of these films.
Exactly. It's a real pity because it is a good comedy. It was, a lot of people I know have seen it have said they really enjoyed it as well.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to check that out because that's on Blinkbox, and I'm going to definitely have a look at that because I like the look of it, but I think I have to be in the mood for that sort of thing because it's like if it's just Samuel L. Jackson being Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds just being Ryan Reynolds, I think it's a pizza movie that I have to be ready for.
It's Ryan Reynolds is playing it quite straight in this, but he's funny because he's playing it straight, and it's his reaction to certain situations as well. Like I'll give you an example. There's one bit where he's sitting in a cafe and all hell is breaking loose around him, and he's sitting there just complaining about something.
Yeah,
that is particular. That's a particularly good scene. So, and the seatbelt rule is all I'm going to say as well.
Yeah, I've seen that in the trailer. Yeah, so cool. Okay, all right then. Well, I'll check that out. So that's the Hitman's Bodyguard.
The Hitman's Bodyguard. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I shall check that out. Well, get to my good one. I mean, Jim already guessed it. You guessed it. Elton's probably guessed it, and everyone's avoided saying it so that I can be the man to say it.
Yeah.
So and that's fine. I thank you very much, guys. I much appreciate it because my top film of the year, I'd say, in a very long time actually. I don't think there's many films that I've liked as much as this, and I was really, really, really worried about it. I mean, properly, like, this is going to be one of those moments where you walk away and just go, oh, fuck, what have you done?
Well, it's the name of the director that kind of worries people now. It's gone from being, a seal of good stuff to being like, oh, Jesus Christ, what's he done now?
Yeah. And no, Elton, I see you on the chat. It's not Ghost in the Shell, so go fuck yourself. I see you.
Is it Jurassic Shark?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, and Booking Dano seems to be sort of like, again, not very happy with whatever comes up. So, do feel free to fuck off. If you keep on like that. So,
I'm going to have to look in the chat now.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, as far as it goes, it is Blade Runner 2049. Yeah, it's as simple as that. I thought it was a film that I did not expect to be good. I held in my mind the hope that it might be okay. I knew that Denis Villeneuve, after making Arrival and Prisoners and was it Sicario, I knew these were good films. I knew that I knew it was going to be a good, well-made film, but I just in the back of my mind, I just always thought Ridley Scott,
Flaming Mole,
Marley, and I sat there, I watched it in IMAX. I was sitting there, arms crossed, just waiting for this thing to just like be okay. That's all I was hoping for, at best, okay. And you know what? It just blew me away. I was like, I have just watched something I could never have hoped to have seen. It looked like an evolution of the Blade Runner universe. The story was less, shall we say, less obscure than the first one. I mean, I still like the first one, but it was a more sort of straightforward story. The art direction, the design of it is just gorgeous. The direction was brilliant. It was a little long. I know people don't like it for certain people are sort of commenting on its length. But for me, I could have just had another hour in that world, but I know it would have probably just dragged on. It's just sitting there looking at pretty pictures. The soundscape, everyone panicking about the Hans Zimmer score, and there was a couple of times when he goes off a bit, but mainly it's Benjamin Valfish's score, so it really keeps it quite low and it's quite nice. The acting is good. I've got a completely different appreciation of Ryan Reynolds and
Ryan Gosling,
and I've got more of an appreciation of Harrison Ford. I think it's the best thing he's done in fucking forever. Even as opposed to turning up and going, "Just give me my check," and then fucking off.
Just give me my check.
Yes. Yeah. Chris Oster's going, but the hair and makeup was only 8.5 out of 10 though. And so it's just It again, like I say, the comments that we got, were along the lines of what I've just seen on Chris Oster's on the chat, and what was it? Sean McGowan said to me. He said on the email, he said, thank you for not sucking. Please don't suck. Everyone knew that there was a real strong possibility of this being Prometheus again.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. And it was just like, almost the relief was palpable. I almost needed to go and see it again to turn around and go, I did see that. It was good. Oh, thank fuck.
Well, I've got to say, if they are doing a sequel to this, can we have someone not get Harrison Ford's costume from Sports Direct next time? Because, come on, guys.
Yeah,
let's spend a bit more money on that, because that kind of looked a bit out of place.
Yeah. I mean, but then again, you look at it another way. There's a guy who's basically wandering around his own house, and there's no one in the area for a good 150 square miles. We were lucky he was wearing trousers, to be honest.
A bit like that bloke from, was it The Life of Brian? Oh, you stood on my foot! With the long beard.
Exactly. You break my bloody foot, eat my bloody juniper berries, I'll kill you.
He's over here, he's over.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Just asking Alexa to tell him jokes all day long.
Yeah, Chris Oz is going, thank you for wearing trousers, Harrison. See, exactly. See?
Alexa, tell me a joke.
Oh, Echo, tell me a joke.
Don't know. For those who didn't hear that, it said, how is a pony like a sore throat? He's a little horse.
Nice. And Griffin Medill would like to know, is Hans Zimmer's score on par with his magnum opus of Going for Gold?
Nice.
Well, actually, no. But
I don't know. I think that's out for debate. That one.
Going for gold. There's a few comments. I mean, it was obviously liked by on the Facebook group by Will, Caitlin Hallett, Steve Bob, Harriet Ellis, Sean McGowan, Chris Oster, Andy Plastides, myself. There's all the people in the chat. There's going on saying that they liked it. Dave and Brandy, Jackola, Zaresh. It was a film. I think a lot of people. Book him, Dano. Elton.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a button that says kick?
I will do my best.
That's good. Because you know what? People just trolling people on the chat can just fuck the fuck off. Because you know what? It's my house. Fuck off.
Yeah.
It's not Ross Whitfield, is it?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. It's just boring. It's just getting boring. Let's disregard the troll. Fuck him. Goodbye. Anyway, so on the actual feedback, I mean, Andy Plastides has said, I saw it 4 times at the cinema. I'm going to see it again once I'm back in the UK, and I never thought it was possible to make a film to measure up to the original, but it did. Every time I watch the film, I appreciate and enjoy it a little more. It's not a perfect movie, but it's a welcome balm for the usual fare to have and it's great to have a film that makes you think. Chris Oster said, I was wrong. I was so wrong. It wasn't 100% for me. I didn't think the hair and makeup was where it should have been, but it was so much better than expected, and I loved it. I actually expected to hate it. Will Captain Hallett said, my top film without a doubt, and as I said, Sean said, thank you for not sucking. So, yes, book him, Dano, block the troll. Yeah, you. Yeah, pillock. Anyway, fuck off. So, if there's any way of blocking it, just kick the fucker out.
I actually thought you were going to say, you fucking plum.
You fucking plum. Anyway, right. So, let's move on. So, we've done my good film. I think it's amazing. Anyone got anything else to add? I mean, you can go, because otherwise I just sit here and just waffle on for hours about it.
I will say this about the film.
Go for
it. It's got an excuse for the technology looking better than the original film because of the passage of time that's gone through.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That it's already got that excuse laid in.
Mm-hmm.
and it's done it the right way around. It's not like a prequel where they go back and everything's better than the original.
Yeah. I liked the extra theme of suddenly becoming a third tier of people. I mean, you've got the replicants, which have suddenly moved up a little bit because they are like a sort of working class now, and people accept that they're there, which makes suddenly this new hologram class of people a whole new bunch of people to be sneered upon, and it just adds an extra sort of layer of okay, stop. Just it's a film that's just gorgeous in every way. What about you, Jim? You got anything to add, or?
I really just admired the film. I thought it was a beautiful cinematic experience. I mean, I agree with what everyone's pretty much said about it. It's I think it is just everything you want from a sequel. It's a proper continuation. But what I most like, though, by setting it just that few decades ahead in the future, it was kind of, you could actually watch the films, I think, in either order.
Yeah. Great.
It's in the same universe, but it can stand on its own 2 feet as well.
Yeah.
I thought that's particularly well. It's just really well balanced how they managed to pull that off, I thought. And so I'm looking forward to going back into it again, probably many times, because I think it is one of those films that it'll just repay, repeat watching, because it's just so beautifully crafted and pitch perfect, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are mentioning on the chat that Jared Leto is kind of the weak link, and I would agree with that, because as much as he's just not he's not an actor I particularly enjoy watching, but also that whole plot thread with him,
he didn't need to be in it.
He didn't need to be there. It could have been love from start to finish.
Yeah,
and she was much more present and active in the film, and so his inclusion really did nothing more than just add a sort of sub-Terrell kind of major domo who really doesn't do anything. I mean, I don't know. He just didn't really do an awful lot.
I think it'd probably be more effective if he had just been some faceless suit.
Yeah.
And I think that would be thematically a lot better. Because kind of, I think, when you have a new industry starting up, you have these sort of huge pin-ups, as it were, like Terrell was in the world of Blade Runner.
Yeah.
He was, he was the Steve Jobs. He was the, you know what I mean? He was that kind of charismatic, I got there first, I've carved out my empire.
Yeah.
But the second generation where we're at in this film is going to be some accountant bean cruncher who has no vision.
Yeah.
He's just good at squeezing the books till the pipsqueak.
Yeah. He is just going to be like, just a sort of plodding automaton of a human being, just earning cash for a mega corporation that has no top. I mean, I have to say, I think if he'd been taken out, the film would not have suffered not one jot. But hey ho, no, nothing's perfect. But cool. Okay, well, so that's the good film. So let's let's move on to, let's finish off with our last three, our last bad films, and then maybe some honourable mentions. And like I say, if any of them cross over with the feedbacks from the group, we'll mention them as we go. So, Elton.
Okay, I'm going through my list. I'm not pulling the pin. I'm not going to be that person to pull the pin. Okay, I'm going to go with Life.
Ryan Reynolds takes a shot in the mouth.
Yeah. Got Ryan Reynolds, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's a subpar Alien movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got all the beats of Alien on it. It's just too generic.
Yeah. 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 That's
it was
problem.
It was dull, and Ryan Reynolds getting it, copping a load in the mouth,
Yeah.
Oh well.
Steady on there, Belly Stapler in the audience. I can already hear the typing from all the way over in Baltimore.
Yeah. But I remember watching the trailers for this and being intrigued by it and hoping that they would do something a little different. And yeah, it's all the same beats of all the same movies we've seen for the last 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Nothing new in here whatsoever.
No.
And frankly, shouldn't have been made.
No, I agree. I was hoping it would be something more than just, oh, it's a monster on the loose. But within 5 minutes of the film starting, you're like, this is a monster on the loose, isn't it? And sure enough.
And then they lose it. Oh no, they lose it. Oh, and then they find it. Oh, they lose it again.
Yeah, but I mean, how fucking big is it and how small is the bloody ISS? I mean, let's be honest, it's a bit hard to lose it. I mean, that'd be like losing a shoe in a shoebox. I mean, it's a fucking big thing, isn't it? Oh God. Belly Stabler's asking what flick is this? Life, with Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal, and various other disposable members of staff. Yeah, it's not really.
Just steer clear. It's not worth it, honestly.
Not really. No, definitely not worth it. It's just.
What about the creature design? What did you think of that?
What, Squiddy McSquidface? I mean,
yeah, Flubber, in other words.
Yeah, he started off like Audrey 2 for about 10 seconds. And then it turned into the head of the creature from Stranger Things, and then just flopped about, and then at some point they got it to look vaguely like the trilobite from Prometheus. Yeah,
you know when you go into a toy store and you have a wall, one of them wipe down walls where you throw a toy at the wall, it sticks to it, and then slowly works its way down the wall, falling over itself and sticking.
Yeah,
it was kind of like that. You know, the arms would fall off and then stick below the legs, and then the legs fall off and stick below the arms.
Yeah,
that type of thing. It was just
no,
fuck off.
Yeah,
no.
According to Will, it says according to IMDb, people who like Life also like Alien Covenant. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's a good analysis. IMDb, well played. Yeah, so yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Oh, and Passengers as well.
Oh, fuck Passengers. Oh, God, you just added that.
No, that was last time. That was last time out.
Yeah. Oh, God, no. Not Stockholm Syndrome, the movie. No, I just can't. No. Anyway, right. Okay, so, yeah, that's Life. Steer clear of it, Life. Don't talk to me about Life. Thank you. They're all week, ladies and gentlemen. Right. So, Jim, over to you, sir. What's your worst film?
Well, it's a tough choice for the last spot on the shit list. I wanted to put on Transformers: The Last Night. You might quibble that I haven't actually seen it. Although, having seen the other four,
I think,
and learning today, you know how many more sequels they're planning in the Transformers franchise?
If it's more than one, it's too many.
17.
What?
Huh?
Hasbro are planning 17 more Transformers films, and there's talk of launching a Hasbro cinematic universe, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, so
I almost want to put this on the list in a vague attempt to try and stop this cinematic apocalypse
I've got to look up
shite.
Hasbro toys now. Yeah. What the hell Hasbro produces.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to end up with sort of like, Game of Life, the movie. And, oh my God. You then, Micronauts. And, oh, jeez.
I just want G.I. Joe back. That's all.
No, you don't. Trust me, you don't.
No, you don't.
I do.
You probably don't.
Just send me the...
If Michael Bay directs and does what he did with Transformers and the Turtles, you really don't.
Dave Dean said last night is actually Transformers: The Last Night is truly incomprehensible. Truly. Belly Stapler's going Parcheesi, the movie.
However, Having not seen it, I can't in good faith put it on the list.
Oh.
However, instead, I'm going to put it in a film. I didn't see all of it, but I believe I saw enough of it.
Yep.
It's a film. I'm sorry to give you another stressful flashback, Lee. It's one you have seen.
Uh-oh.
Boss Baby.
Oh, my...
Oh,
Fuck.
I had completely blanked I had seen it. I'd seen some of it, rather.
Fired, sir. Shots fired.
Fuck. How the fuck did you watch Boss Baby?
I have a very young niece who watches kids' TV.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Sweet baby Christmas.
She wasn't impressed.
No.
And she was 5, but she's a smart girl.
Yeah. Just
Awful.
oh.
Awful. I still remember when you saw it, you said that kind of it's a film that doesn't even know where it's aiming.
No.
And it will sit well with nobody.
No. It doesn't. One minute it's wanting to be sort of like sort of an Alec Baldwin pastiche, lots of sort of like references to Glengarry Glen Ross and that kind of thing, and you think, oh right, I see.
Which all the 5-year-olds are down with, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How many 5-year-olds don't think about Always Be Selling? That's that's ABC. That's what it's all about. But then it kind of goes into this whole thing of quite early on revealing that the kid, the brother who's being terrorized by this baby, is clearly having some kind of mental breakdown because none of it's really happening, and it's quite obviously revealed to you that nothing like this is really happening. So everything you're watching is a complete shambles of bollocks. Oh dear!
It's probably the worst film aimed at children I've seen since I suffered watching the Bill Murray Garfield. Which leaves you the impression that Garfield is actually an hallucination of John.
Yeah. Well, again, all I can say is, having spent years at Cartoon Network having to work on Garfield properties, and in turn having to see that Garfield movie and edit it down into a trailer for TV far too many times. Fuck Garfield. Fuck it right in the ear. So, Boss Baby though, Jesus Christ! But I tell you what, at least it's warmed you up for the Emoji Movie. You can go and watch that now, Jim.
Fabulous.
See, you can report back.
I was intrigued to just find out where that 100 million went.
Yeah.
Maybe a Panama Papers style report on that.
Yeah. Somewhere down the back of DreamWorks sofa is like a bunch of hookers and the 20 million quid's worth of coke. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, fucking Boss Baby. How dare you, sir? How dare you? I've just got over that. I've literally, I completely blotted out on my mind.
I was looking at worst films that suddenly popped up. Like, oh my God.
Unsurprisingly, there's no comments about Boss Baby on the Facebook group, so unfortunately we can't really include it. We've got no comments on it. That's just a bit of a shame. So, all right then, Boss Baby, it is in the shit bin. Boss Baby Covenant. Nice, thank you. So Darren, what about you?
Oh man,
shit film.
This is going to be
go on.
It's going to be quite hard, actually.
Go on, pull the pin. You can pull the pin.
Can I pull the pin on that one? Are you sure?
Yeah, you do it, because I've got one more. I've got one more in the chamber.
Now, before I go any further, before I actually mention what this movie is, okay, the only reason I'm doing this is because, well, this film left me cold. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
My reaction, while not as strong as certain individuals, of course, still wasn't the jumpy up, cheery fanboy that, reaction should have been.
Here we go. Yep.
And so I'm going to do it now. I'm going to take the bullet for this one. I'm going to say Star Wars Last Jedi.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
shall I?
People like it, don't they? And
people do like it, and that is fine. There's a lot of people there who love it, and I'm not really going to go to. I'm only mentioning this movie because I haven't really got anything else to mention. I think this was more disappointment for me. And I know there are certain individuals out there who are going to have a go at me for not liking it and saying that I'm abnormal. Well, I don't really give a shit because this is my opinion and that's all that counts.
Yeah.
So you've got your opinion.
Yep.
Fuck off with that. I've got my opinion. I'll fuck off with that. All right.
Pretty much it.
There you go. I'm allowed to not like something that everyone else likes.
Well, I'll get to that in a minute.
Because I've seen some pretty damning, shall we say, tirades by people against people who had a differing point of view of this film. I shouldn't have to read 15 articles to get what this film is about. I should be able to watch it and get it. If I don't get it and I've got to read 15 novels or I've got to listen to about 8 people explain the film to me, then the film is actually lacking in something as far as I'm concerned. Right?
Yeah. I mean,
that's it. I'm sorry. I know it's a bit of this is a bit of a backlash against some of the comments I've seen online against people who didn't actually think this was a good movie. I mean, there are extremes in this argument. There are people who really liked it who have had a fucking snapback at people who just said, "Well, I didn't think it was all that," and they got both barrels for it.
Yeah, I think the problem is, and I said it on the Facebook group the other day, actually, is with this film, it goes like this, right? If you talk about any film, let's just say, I don't know, let's say Alien Covenant, and you turned around mysteriously and said you liked it, right? I might go
magically. You said,
yeah. I might turn around and go, well, I didn't, and I think that's fucking. I can't see how you did.
Yeah.
Right. And then you would say, but I like this, that, and this, and I'll say, well, I didn't like that, but I thought this, and it would be a discussion. But I was listening to a BBC podcast where they were summing up films, and they did The Last Jedi. And the conversation went like this. I really like The Last Jedi. And then someone else said, what did you think about, some people don't like it. And the person just turned around and goes, well, the problem with those people is, and that seems to be the direction that people who like it come at this conversation. It's not what are they commenting on, not what is the problem with the film that other people see.
Yeah.
What it is trying to explain what's wrong with the person. And that's what I've been getting for about 2 weeks now. It's not that anything I say is being addressed. It's more, stuff you say, I didn't have a problem with that. The problem you're having, Lee, is because you don't like this, that. And it's like, no, you're explaining to me what I didn't like about the film. Or you're too much of a fan, or you're too entitled, or you didn't. It's like, no, read what I said.
Or you're not enough of a fan.
You're not enough of a fan. You didn't want this. You wanted this. You wanted. It's like, no, stop having a go at me as a person. Listen to what I am saying as a comment.
Yeah.
If I say I didn't like the way that this character was portrayed, that is the comment, the portrayal. Not me saying, not someone coming at me going, you didn't like that because you don't understand this, or you didn't get that, or you don't want this. I don't want what? I don't want a deeper hero's journey. I don't want this. I don't want that. What? It's like, if you're going to keep popping at me and not the comments I'm making, then that's not a criticism on the film. That's you trying to justify your reason for liking the film because you, somewhere in the brain, have a doubt. If you want to chuck it back, and then noticing that people who don't like the film are not coming to the people who do like the film and saying, you will swallow anything, you're a fanboy, which is essentially what's coming back on the negative side.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yes, anyway, coming away from that whole side of it. Sorry, had to get that out there because that was a bubble I was waiting to pop. But what I found at the end of Last Jedi, and I'm not saying this is anywhere near as bad as The Phantom Menace at all.
Yeah.
But I felt cold at the end of Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Although I didn't actually sit at the end of this film and go, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
It still left me feeling cold.
Yeah.
I didn't like Princess Leia in space. I didn't like that at all. That was a totally. You didn't need to have that in there. You didn't need to have that in there to introduce this new character in. Why not have Leia do that? And then,
yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, you can't talk too much without dropping big spoilers. And I know
Exactly.
there are a few people who still haven't seen it, so we have to be careful about it. But,
well, we did say this was going to be spoilerific.
yeah. But have you seen it yet, Jim?
I have, yes.
Elton?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Well, we all know the bit I'm talking about.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fairy Poppins.
Okay. If we're going to go non-spoilery,
Yeah.
the humour is completely out of place with any humour that's been in any of these Star Wars films before. It was too contemporary. The way, like the whole, there was a joke about a telephone call.
Yeah.
In that, and it's just like the way that's put across. It's like, no, that's not. It doesn't sound right. The way that was put across.
Yeah.
It was bits like this, and it's not that one thing alone that kind of made me feel meh. This is like a buckaroo situation. It's little things all piling up into one pile, one big pile.
Yeah.
For me, that was what it was. There were some great bits in it. Don't get me wrong. There's some great battle sequences in it, and there's some great.
It's essentially a milk float chase. There's a milk float.
It's O.J. Simpson in space.
Exactly. There's a milk float chasing another milk float very slowly for 2.5 fucking hours.
Why not light speed to the bit in front of the? But we could pick that apart. But anyway,
if you can destroy an entire fleet using light speed, then you lose 3 ships. Why don't you use one of those 3 ships to do the fucking light speed? And while we're at it, why didn't you launch your shuttles a little bit earlier if they can't be seen? Why hide all the story? I mean, you can pick this shit apart quite easily. The problem is, as soon as you do, it's apparently you're not a happy fan. You're a misogynist. You're a Nazi. There's all these things to shut the conversation down.
There's no at all. It's critiquing. It's critiquing the film itself. It's the story. I didn't like. I mean, there's that thing about the humour. Fine, that to me is it's not in tone with the humour that's gone before in every other single Star Wars film.
Yeah, including spin-offs and TV shows.
It was a bit like watching an SNL sketch that was based on Star Wars.
Yes.
And that's funny because that's not, this is it. It's taken a pop it. But this, I don't know. It was the humour in it was too contemporary. It wasn't fitting with the language.
I mean, yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. I mean, personally, for me, that wasn't a problem. I can see how it would be, though. And
it was a niggle,
I mean, I had other problems before I got to that. Yeah, go on, carry on, sorry.
Okay. There's other things in it that kind of didn't sit right with me as well. The general feel of it, I don't know. There was just something that just didn't excite me about this. I was sitting there watching. There was some good bits, but then
it wasn't exciting.
No, there were some bits that weren't really exciting at all. There's bits that should have been really drawing me in.
Yeah,
I mean, I liked the whole sort of like there's a the scene within Snoke's headquarters there.
Yeah,
the quite action packed thing that goes on there.
Yes,
I really like that.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I think the thing that needs to be kind of pointed out here, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I think the one thing to point out here is it's not that it's a bad film.
No.
It's just an average film. And the problem is that when you are an average film at the end of 7 or 8 movies so far, then, okay, maybe that's to be expected. However, the problem is that when you have a movie that's following on narratively from the film before, then you expect the narrative to build, not be dismissed, and leave nothing behind. Because that's essentially what that film did. It took everything that Force Awakens set up. And for good or ill, you can argue the pros and cons on this. But it took all the threads of Force Awakens and threw every single fucking one of them out the window. Literally burnt the lot. Burnt them to the ground. But the problem is, instead of burning him to the ground and leaving you with something else to consider, it left you with nothing. It left you with 12 people hiding in the Millennium Falcon and one kid playing false powers Oliver Twist with a fucking broom. Now, that to me is not the basis of a middle act. It doesn't matter whether it's Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, fucking anything. You take a middle act, you are building from one point to another point. This film went from one point, went yoink. That's my catchphrase for this. It was literally yoink every time. Want to know what Snoke's all about? Yoink. Want to know what's going on with Kylo Ren? Yoink. You want to know what's going on with Luke? Yoink. Doesn't really matter every time. Yoink. And then, it's really significant, this lightsaber. Yoink. Rey's parents are significant. Yoink. No, every time it's like, every time it's going, gotcha, gotcha, and thinking it's revolutionary for doing it, which is fine. Again, Empire Strikes Back, a lot of people argue that. Does do that. It takes everything you know and deconstructs it and sends it off on a different direction. But Empire Strikes Back leaves you with a rebel fleet going to the fight at the beginning of Return of the Jedi. Han Solo is lost and they're going off to get him. You know that Vader's Luke's father. You know there is an implication of something like that. Now, if Last Jedi was following on from Empire, Rian Johnson and the writers and everyone else would have turned around and gone, Vader wasn't. He was lying. Gotcha. And Han Solo would have just turned up dead. And fucking Endor wouldn't have existed and the fleet wouldn't have happened and everyone would just be sitting there going, everything you thought you were going to build up to from the Empire, nah. We're going to start this next film in a fucking bush, looking out of a window, watching the rain for an hour. I mean, that was the problem. Last Jedi, I would have accepted all this crazy sort of like dismissal of plot points from the first, from Force Awakens, if they put something else in its place. But they didn't. They literally wiped the slate clean, which is great if it was the first film out of the 7.
Yeah.
You know, if it was,
the third.
Yeah, exactly. Or the third. Mm. If you end it, you know, if it's got a finale, if you got some fucking, you know, if you got somewhere to go, then that's fine. A middle act works. If you're starting and getting rid of everything from Return of the Jedi, so we can start a brand new trilogy, that works. But if you're taking a second part and literally dismissing everything that was left behind, and another thing is people turn around and go, oh yes, but not a lot was made of Rey's parents. It's all just in your head. No, watch the film again. They make a big show, song and dance of someone placing their hand on Rey, spaceship flying off, big flashback. There was clearly some implication there, and I know JJ does the mystery boxes, and I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but you know what? Sometimes, if you're making a trilogy, you have to leave the plot threads alone and let someone else pick them up. Not turn around and go, none of them fucking matter. And then spend the rest of the film going, none of it matters. None of it matters. Actually, you know what? None of that matters. Actually, none of that matters. Hey, that big showdown you saw, none of that matters. Oh, by the way, that big thing you thought was really cool, nah, that was a big fake out as well. You see these crystal foxes? Nah, that don't matter. See this thing here with Snoke? It don't really matter. See this big spaceship that's chasing them? Oh, it's gone. That don't matter. Oh, see this fucking thing on a fucking casino planet? Who cares? The film just seemed to be doing that all the time. And whether that's a Star Wars film or a Lord of the Rings film or whatever, if it's a middle act of a trilogy, you're throwing away plot points and leaving nothing. They literally, where is that film left?
Where is it going at the end of
this? There is no going. This is the fire that starts the rebellion. Brilliant. That's a nice little epitaph in a Hallmark card. That is not the finale of a second part of a trilogy. You know, that's the problem. And the problem is, it's not that it's a bad film. It's not as bad as the next one I'm bringing up, but it's disappointing. And the problem is you can't say disappointing on the internet because it doesn't mean disappointing. Everyone just thinks you're giving it a 0.
You're not. It just doesn't fulfill what you wanted. It doesn't fulfill your hopes.
Not even your hopes. I mean,
About
again,
the film.
it comes around. That becomes that whole thing of you're entitled. You think you're going to get this, and you didn't, so that's why you don't like the film.
But again, it's like, I'm not damning anybody else for liking it. It's what I hope the film would be.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, aren't we all? I mean, this is what trailers are for, to build up that anticipation. You go, oh, maybe it's going to have this in it. Why bother having trailers? You're building up an anticipation for the film, and then this is knocking it completely away. I mean, in some cases that's good, but with this, I don't know. There was something about that film that just didn't do it.
It was a full reset.
Which you don't need. You don't need.
Not in the middle of a trilogy.
They've already done the full reset with The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I
go on.
I struggle to talk about this film without mentioning Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Because that was a con. Everyone fell for that, and no, it's not good enough. That's not good enough. And this film, following it on, is not good enough. I know I said that about Alien Covenant, but Disney spent money on this. They wanted this. They wanted to make films from this, and once again, it's not good enough. I would have
Disney's
been
view, though, is that Force Awakens did well, and now it's going to, never mind that trilogy thing, let's just set it up so we can just keep on making films and films and films until the tits squeak.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
The Force Awakens,
If you go back to listen to old Black Dog episodes, I think I used that phrase when Disney got hold of it, and I was going,
yeah.
When they first announced their plans, I thought they're just going to run this in the ground until no one cares.
Yeah.
Now, just to say, sorry, just to jump in, Elton, but I mean, I find kind of this film is so polarizing. The debates have got ridiculous about it, and
yeah,
I'm sort of somewhere in the middle, and it's all a bit kind of like, it's just depressing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, I mean, I had a better reaction to it, but I would say, I had fun with it, but at the same time, it's a flabby film. It's a film that needs editing.
Yeah. That whole stuff with the wolf donkeys.
Yeah, God.
Whatever the fuck they were. I mean,
there's too many bits that felt like it was going back to the prequels.
Yeah.
In the wrong kind of way, not the good bits of the prequels, which, yes, there are some. But, it's just not good enough. I mean, this is easily the weakest of the 3 new movies, and that's not a good trajectory.
No. I mean, again, I go back to the whole point of, it's not the worst film I've ever seen. It's not Attack of the Clones disappointing. It's not that. The problem is it's lackluster. I think that's the way to put it, lackluster. The reason it's lackluster is because when you're in an arc of movies that are nothing but mythic tropes, yes, play with it. Yeah, stop it from being boring. Yeah, rejig it, do what you like. But the thing is, if you're setting up an arc, and by that very term of a trilogy, you are setting up an arc, then don't burn the story to the ground in the middle act with nothing to launch from, other than what looks like the start of a TV pilot, which is essentially what it looked like. But no, because by the end,
I could get what you mean by
you could
that.
see at the very end, now you've got 650 episodes of Let's Rebuild the Rebellion from that point, because there's no one around left. Literally no one around. Every episode will be someone new leaving the Falcon and picking up another force sensitive kid. Dun, 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 bang. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's the problem. Say what you like about Force Awakens. I know you don't like it, Elton. Personally, I think, yeah, it did exactly what it had to do. People say it's like New Hope rebooted. And you know what? Yes, it is. But you know what? It was New Hope rebooted that my kids sat and watched and felt about it the same way as I felt about New Hope. So it did what it had to do, which is essentially reboot the series for a brand spanking new generation, which is great. So then you've got kids in the playground. Oh, who's Rey's parents? Oh, what's Snoke all about? Oh, what's going to happen with Darth? What's his name? Kylo Ren. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, what's going on with this Luke fella? He's like that Ben Kenobi that I saw in Star Wars Rebels the other week, because he's come back in Star Wars Rebels. And you can see it, and you go, great. So they've started Star Wars again for a brand new generation. And then along comes, this film, and just goes, yes, but we're really doing it for all the 40-year-olds, and we're going to really knock you on your ass by taking everything you were theorizing, blowing it all away, and then blaming you for not liking it because you've got all this stuff in your head that's not happening. And it's like, but you were making a trilogy. You've just made a single episode and then made another episode that just said, no, ignore the first episode. Right, now what?
Where are we going to go with this?
Yeah. What are we going to do now? It is.
Should I really bother?
Well, exactly. And it's like I say, I can see as clear as the nose on my face that as soon as you saw old fucking Oliver Twist with his force broom at the very end, that what was coming is now everyone's got the force. Everyone's got the force. Well, brilliant. Okay, fantastic. But what does that mean? Oh, and today we picked up another Jedi, and today we picked up another Jedi. Or you'll see that the next episode will be set 20 years on, and Rey has risen up an entire army of Jedi children, and they'll all be introduced, and then it'll be a big fight.
But so is Kylo Ren.
Yeah. Anyway, right. So
can I just put a little word on that?
Sure. Go on.
Go for
it.
The Last Jedi. I felt that there were some good bits in it.
Yeah, me too.
There was some nice bits to pull from it. I thought the Rey and Kylo stuff was very good.
Yes.
There was cameo I liked.
Yeah.
Which was done correctly and done very, very well. I didn't like all the prequel stuff in there. And it wasn't exciting at all.
No.
And I think I would have preferred it if it was in place of The Force Awakens. I think that would have worked for me. With a bit of jiggery pokery, that was The Force Awakens. That would have done me. Unfortunately, we got The Force Awakens, and no, I can't keep bashing on that because I think.
Well, you can, but
it's not the best movie to come out. I think Rogue One is still the best one that they've made so far. And The Force Awakens is the worst one. But that's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, but is that because of the whole film, or is that because of the Darth Vader finale in Rogue One?
No, I didn't mind the film at all.
Okay.
I like the whole of Rogue One.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, one. That was a totally satisfying, did its job, got out, and that's it. Linked to the next one.
I mean, I take your point. What you were saying about like if Last Jedi was Force Awakens, that would make sense. Burn all the storyline to the ground and literally start from point one. Fine, go for it. But that's the problem. You can do that in the first of a trilogy, saying, doing what Star Trek 2009 did. This is not your father's Star Trek. This is not your father's Star Wars. We're starting from here. Bang. Right, okay, fine. Blow it all away. Start again. This is a brand new trilogy. It's not for me. I'll step back. But don't do it in the middle fucking act, because you're suddenly now saying, actually, the first film didn't matter. You've wasted your time. It's like a extended prologue.
It is a total waste of time, and you're not going to get them 2 hours in that story back. They've retold a chapter in a book again with The Force Awakens, and that, from me, that's not acceptable. And then to fucking fuck that chapter over on the next chapter, it's just, what the fuck are you doing, Disney? Have you got a Bible from which you're working from?
No.
Because it doesn't seem like it at all.
No, because that's the thing. You can forgive a weak episode if the next one builds on it and you can see the strings, can see the strands. If episode 9 comes out and ties up everything from episode 8 and says, oh, this was for that reason, this was for this reason, oh, this person was lying, that was going on, this was going on, and makes it all pull together, you may turn around and reevaluate Last Jedi and go, okay, I understand now. That makes sense. But at the moment, as it stands, it's not doing what Empire Strikes Back did, which is another one of these things that people are coming out and saying, oh, people didn't like Empire Strikes Back when it came out, and posting letters to Starlog from 1981. It's like, no, people didn't like a certain plot point on Empire Strikes Back, but as a film, it was still well made. This is a well made nothing. This is a well made just hole in the ground.
I've got one question to ask, and if anybody's listening to this at the moment and they've still not seen, this is going to be a spoiler, so you need to stick your fingers in your ears for the next 3 or 4 minutes while I ask this question.
We've only got 15 listeners in the chat room now.
Okay, but it's when they listen to the recording in it. So put your fingers in your ears for the next 4 minutes.
Go.
Okay. Who else was disappointed that wasn't Lando that showed up rather than Benicio del Toro?
Oh, yes.
Because that's what I thought it was building up to. I thought, oh.
Everyone had that thought.
Yep.
Everyone had that thought. Lando Calrissian. Oh, he's a code breaker, a scoundrel, and a gambler.
Yep.
Okay, who can that be? And they make a big song and dance about the fact that there's something, we're supposed to have seen him, but we haven't seen him, and all this sort of thing. It's like, brilliant, bring it on. But then out comes Benicio del Toro with Mumble's voice number 652 of his 653 collection.
Man.
And he just comes like, don't get involved. And then he just disappears.
Yeah.
And presumably gets blown up with the spaceship. Like, just fuck off. Comments, by the way. It was liked by Sean McGowan, Mark McEwen, and Murray Christensen.
Mm-hmm.
It was hated by Russ Whitfield, Steve Bobb, Gary Madden, and Pete Hammond. Gary Madden said, I debated this one, only because I didn't really hate it, in inverted commas. I couldn't let the issues with the story go, though. There was too much telling too much telling instead of showing an entire hour-long subquest that turned out to be totally unnecessary. A little clue: Disney don't create 3 named characters and send them on a quest. You quest only to have a character you've only just met basically say, nope, don't need any of you. Pete Hammond said, I'm not going to go into everyone's argument on how and why it's not a Star Wars film / you have to love it or if you love Star Wars bullshit. I just didn't rate it as a film, let alone a Star Wars film. It does warrant a second viewing, but it just doesn't deserve one. Steve Murray said, I wanted to walk out of the cinema for this one, but it was a licensed showing and I wanted to finish my beer. And on a positive note, Sean McGowan says, lots of feelings about this one. What's been said has been said, and I will no doubt be said again on this cast. So I'm not going to cause any psychological distress saying who is right and wrong for their opinion. And let's be honest, no one is right, no one is wrong. Everyone's got an opinion.
Exactly. All subjective.
Yeah, exactly. I will only say this. Having seen it more than once, I find myself loving it more and more. I firmly believe that in time, many will reassess this film and find it to be among the best in the series. I truly believe it's that good. So, you know what? I guess at some point I'll go and see it again.
So will I.
And see what I think. I've got an unlimited card.
Well,
see what happens.
I did have problems with Force Awakens first time I saw it.
I didn't. I thought that was great. I enjoyed that for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But, people say it's New Hope. Fine, it's New Hope. But it's New Hope for the 10-year-old sitting beside me who's giggling like a lunatic because it's an exciting action film with a girl flying the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Great. Sign me up. Now it turns out girl is stroppy girl who has powers and isn't special and nothing really matters. So, no.
And nothing else matters.
Anyway, so getting around to my last film of the night, because we are going to draw a close to this because it is fucking 4 hours long, this fucking cast.
Exactly.
Yes, it is 3 hours 30, making it approximately 6 Barnards too long. So the last film I'm going to mention, the worst film for me this year, was Justice League. All right. I thought you were going to mention Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to go for Wonder Woman, and you know what? Wonder Woman throws into sharp relief quite how shit Justice League is. Because the thing is, while I wasn't the biggest fan of Wonder Woman, and if it had come up, we had some feedback on it, but Wonder Woman proved that you could make a solid DC action film that would stand toe-to-toe with anything Marvel was pushing out or any of the Fox X-Men films, any of that stuff.
Yep.
And then straight away, Justice League comes along, and it's back into the Sturm und Drang. Everyone's grim, everything's dark, everything's humorless, everything's bleak, everyone's bro. And, and once again, the camera goes Whedon cam, facing Diana Prince in the face, looking at her in a normal way, and then Snyder cam, everything's at hip level, and you're always staring at her ass.
Right.
Face, ass, face, ass. You can see where the director comes in and goes out.
Yeah.
And, the villains were rubbish. They were genuinely terrible villains. One guy turns up, his entire plot seems to be, I've got big horns and I want to get hold of this special box, which happens to control the universe. Hey, that sounds familiar. I wonder what else is coming out this year that has a big guy from another galaxy looking for ancient artifacts that are going to control the universe. Let me think.
Ain't that long away either.
Ain't that long away either. I really hope it's good after all this. And then, because he is absolutely shit as a villain, and I will say that he is a shit villain because he doesn't do anything. He really doesn't.
Yeah, and he's only had one good record out as well.
Yeah, I was going to say Born to Be Wild.
Exactly.
Maybe Magic Carpet Ride if you were lucky.
Yeah.
I'd like to dream of. Dun, 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 dun.
So it wasn't a one-hit wonder then.
No, he wasn't. Well, he doesn't even get a hit in this film. The League spend more time fighting Superman than they do fighting this bloke.
Oh yeah, I've seen. Yeah, it's right. You can spoil this.
You want to spoil it?
I've seen all the clips on YouTube and stuff. I just thought, fuck it, and just went. I've even seen the two cut scenes, or the two post credits as well.
That's just bollocks. The cut scenes at the end are just nonsense. I mean, the film, if you've seen the trailers, you've seen the film. And in fact, you've seen a better version of the film because you know what? It's only 15 minutes long if you put all the trailers together.
Right.
But Aquaman just turns up and keeps going, my man, hey, hoo, ha, ooh. Yeah, any second now he's going to have surfboard and fucking board shorts and, he would be what Tony Stark calls Point Break.
Right.
He is that. He just turns up, he just goes hoo-ah and tries to look cool. He is the typical 90s douchebag. I'm at one with the surf jock.
Yeah.
Dave Dean says, he thought it was sloppy. And I agree. And Wonder Woman gets reduced back down from she starts off as nominal leader.
Yeah.
Which is understandable given that she's she's like the lead in the previous film and you're like, fucking that was a good film. But then soon as Batman gets involved again, he gets a bit mopey. He gets into a bit of I've got to bring back Superman. We haven't got Superman. Everyone keeps going around going, we haven't got Superman. And that kind of hangs over the whole film for the whole time. Everyone's just lamenting that Superman's not around. And then they come up with some cockamamie plan to resurrect him. They bring him back, and immediately he's not very happy about being brought back. So then you have a whole thing with the League fighting him. And there's only one good bit out of that whole thing, which is essentially Barry Allen going into the Speed Force, going super, super fast, whilst Superman is basically holding Wonder Woman by the throat, and he's kicking Batman clean over a building. And elbowing sort of Aquaman at the same time.
Yeah.
While fucking Cyborg comes racing in to punch him in the knackers and not doing anything. And you think, okay, and then you see Barry Allen's point of view.
Yeah.
And now he's running at normal speed and everything's frozen. and all of a sudden, just as he's coming up to get Superman just turns his head and looks straight
look
at
straight
him,
at him, yeah.
and you think, and you suddenly get this reverse shot of like the Flash looking at him, kind of going, "Oh," and that was actually genuinely quite a funny moment. But
he's got all the comedy in it, hasn't he? Ezra Miller has got all the funny bits.
Yeah.
Of the Flash.
Yeah. And but the whole film itself is it renders itself stupid. I mean, because you end up with like this whole thing of fighting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bad guys, just like Avengers. And then when Superman finally gets back into the fight, he comes in and pretty much does the job that the other 5 can't. He takes Steppenwolf out. He literally just punches him flat, and then punches him flat again, and then punches him flat again, and then just beats up pretty much everyone, and then lifts them all up in the sky while Batman's still biting on the ankle of one of these parademons, going, "I almost got him! I almost got him!" And you just end up going. The whole film's just like that. The whole film is just the sound could be reviewed by the sound of a deflating balloon. It's just a messy shithole that just has you go.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm glad I haven't seen it then.
It is. It is
just going to wait for it, I think, to come out on disc.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, I'm surprised I haven't got people going, "Oh, but the problem with Marvel fans." It's like, yeah, that would be Anyway, but no, it's sloppy. It's tonally all over the place. They've tried to hedge their bets and save having to write out a whole thing of destroying an entire city but not killing everyone by having everything take place in this disused city that no one seems to be living in, which is really handy, except for one family.
There's always one.
Yeah, there's one family.
Always one.
Yeah. It's like as Chris Oster just said there, it's like they really want us to care about Superman, but made enough movies where we don't do that, so it doesn't work. And that's exactly it. You're just sitting there going, "Yeah, Superman's coming back." Okay, and then when he does turn up, like I say, he just pretty much does the job single-handedly, which renders the rest of the film and the League utterly pointless. They even do this thing with Aquaman, where he's clearly not doing an awful lot in the film, and so they suddenly have to contrive moments where he can be like super useful. So they're like fighting in this big tunnel, and it just all of a sudden they go, "Where's this tunnel?" And it starts to crack, and they go, "It's under Gotham River." And it's like suddenly in comes the water, so that Aquaman can go, "Yeah, I've got this." Smash, and all the water goes up in the air. It's like, really?
That same from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Hey, you on the shore, leave that woman alone.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it? If you come in here,
if you come in this water, you are in so much trouble, buddy. It's just a wet fart of a movie. Bland, boring, and you get hypnotized by bloody Henry Cavill's CGI lip, which looks like someone's got one of those. You know when you have one of those faces, those face masks where they kind of like where it covers either the bottom of your face, or the top of your face, and your face just looks static.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like
that's it. Yeah. The first time you see him is on a home video filmed by some kids.
Well, maybe he's British now. He's got a stiff upper lip.
Yeah. And he looks at the kids, and the kids go, "Oh, you come and save the world. Why are you saving the world? You're from another planet." And he just goes, "Yeah." If you actually had him talk the way he looks, he'd be going, "I do it because I like taking care of people. It's really good." But actually, he's going, "No, it's really cool, and I like saving people. You take care now. Step back. But
don't do drugs."
But yeah, exactly. But meanwhile, his face is actually going,
got the gear,
and not getting back in the rocks. Not getting back in the rocks. No. So, fuck that movie. Fuck the time I wasted on it. Anyway, that's that. We all still there, guys? Everyone's
Yeah.
just about. God, back to the good
I
old
won't be
days.
going to see it though. Definitely not.
No, Back to the good old days of 1 a.m. finishes and a 3-hour 40 movie podcast. There you go. Woo!
Wow.
Lovely. So, yes, let's wrap that up. There were obviously is tons and tons of feedback for other films which we didn't get to, and apologies, but you can find it all on the Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/the Black Dog Podcast. And if we come around to reviewing any of these other movies, I will basically include them. There are some notable exceptions that we did miss, like, sort of Bright, which Chris Foster brought up.
Oh, shit. I watched that the other day, actually.
Yeah.
No, but I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really good.
She didn't. She said the makeup was good, though. There was also Shin Godzilla.
No, didn't watch that
Oh, man, I forgot about that.
Which was Murray Christensen's suggestion. Gary Madden's Triple X Return of Xander Cage.
Nope.
Chris Oster again, Beauty and the Beast. Fuck that yellow dress. Yeah.
Return of Xander Cage. I'm returning Xander Cage because it's 40.
Yes.
I bought this Xander Cage the other day. I'm returning it.
Yeah. And one of the ones, I mean, Colossal gets mentioned in the chat room a lot, but the one that I think we haven't addressed, which I thought we would, at least one of us would have done, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yes.
What did you think of it?
I liked it.
Right. Jim?
Yes.
I liked it.
Okay. I wasn't terribly keen on it. And it seems like the split pretty much goes that way for everyone else. There's people who love it. There's people who really don't. Liked by Gary Madden, Murray Christensen, Sarah Lazelle, and Sean McGowan, but not liked by Chris Oster, Russ Whitfield, myself, and Pete Hammond, who said, I hated it. I fully recognise it's me, but I hated it.
What is going on with Russ Whitfield? It's like we've got Russ Whitfield from the Mirror Universe or something.
Well, do you want me to make it up for you and tell you what else he liked, which is in the honourable mentions? He liked Underworld Blood Wars, Resident Evil, the final chapter, which is just why.
He was showing so much promise there.
He was, yeah. But then he turned around and the films he didn't like were all in our list, so that's good. Alien Covenant, Star Wars, and what's the other one? Last Jedi. Anyway, right. So, time to wrap it up. So, thank you to everyone who's listened. Thank you to everyone who stuck with us in the chat room as well. You troopers. Yeah. So, there's 14 strong people and true sitting there. Okay, well, fair enough. There's only 12 because, like, one's me and one's Jim and
one's me.
One's you. One's Ellen. Okay, we're all on our own here, aren't we? Talking to ourselves. Right, before we go, Jim, do you want to just promote your wares, sir?
Yes, you can hear my own podcast, as you probably all know, the Hypnagoria podcast, which is now at Libsyn.
Which is in its rightful place, a good host.
Yes, and all going well. If I finish off sorting out dead links and a few lingering issues in the RSS feed of getting rid of some dead crap.
Yep.
You might get a mini episode and a full episode this week. The mini episode on classic British comic Face Ache, which just had a spanky collection released in hardback by Rebellion. And the first in a 2-part look back at some unfinished bits from last year, Stranger Things 2.
Nice. Good. And are you going to be doing a Black Mirror episode soon?
Quite possibly, yes.
Excellent. That's good. Excellent. Right. Okay. And what about your Patreon, sir?
Yes, and you can find the Patreon at the address I've forgotten.
I can tell you. It's patreon.com/Hypnagoria.
That's it.
There you go. And what about you, Elton?
Oh, okay. You can catch me on Shonky Lab, which is shonkylab.com. The next episode, I'm hoping it'll be this month. If not, then it might be next month. Will be about swearing. We're going to be doing a swearing episode.
Fucking yes.
And possibly dissecting song lyrics as well.
Oh, I love you. This is going to be great.
Man, when is that?
They're the next 2 episodes.
Yes.
So if people want on, let me know.
Yes, I very much do. On both of those, actually. And, and we shall be bringing Devastating Dave, the Turntable Slave, I think we can dissect. We could do a whole episode just dissecting Zip Zap Rap.
Do you know, I do believe there is a whole open university course dedicated to
Zip Zap.
the turntable slave.
Brilliant.
Well, you know where to find me.
Brilliant. Yeah, which is?
Everything that I do is on road2media.com. You can pop along there. I might be bringing back Rethinking the X-Files, but I've got to watch the first episode of the new season, and I'm 10 minutes into it, and it ain't looking good at the moment.
No.
So that might not be happening.
Okay, fair enough. And you can find us on the Black Dog Podcast on the Facebook group, which we've already mentioned, and on Twitter, which is at Black Dog Podcast. And you can find me, my personal Twitter account at Cartoon Beardy, and my Instagram account, which is at Instagram.com/cartoonbeardy, where I stick up all my pictures and whatnot. And I soon will be talking about taking commissions if anybody wants artwork done. We'll be launching a Patreon soon, but we'll talk about that closer to the time. That's about it, isn't it? Wow. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much to everyone in the chat room. Thank you very much to everyone who's listened to this so far. And we will be back to normal next week. And what will we be doing next week? Well, next week, he said, completely forgetting that he shut the files down like a complete
I've got it in front of me
buffoon.
here.
Where's the files? Stupid fucking files. Why? Oh, God. Bloody Black Dog Group's file system's gone up the shit box again. Oh, where's the
I've got it in front of me here.
Go on.
Well, this was episode 342, the year in review.
Yes.
Episode 343 is
Yes.
Battleship.
343 Battleship.
I think a certain listener will be quite excited by that.
Yes. Chris, Oster, it's your time. It's your time.
Your time to shine, Chris.
Yes. Straight in the chat room. Yes, finally. I would like your feedback and only your feedback. Coming in.
Say, this is a no feedback episode we'll be having.
Yeah, it is a no feedback episode. Yeah, that's it.
The doors are now closed.
Yes, the doors are now closed. No more feedback will be accepted. Sorry. No, send your feedback in, Chris, to Black Dog at... Yes, she's been waiting since May. But, send your feedback into Black Dog at... it's feedback at blackdogpodcast.com, or... It's been such a long time, isn't it? Go to the bloody Black Dog Podcast feedback group page. Go to the page, blackdogpodcast.com, and there's a contact page there as well. I think
this could be the beginning of the do fuck off season.
It could be. It's all on Netflix. And if anybody wants to leave any feedback, which we can dip in and out of, just as comments, much like this one, just leave it on the Facebook group. But Chris, send your email in. I'm expecting great things after it being crafted since May. Yep. If an email's been crafted since May, it's gonna be good.
I'm expecting sort of like a pinpoint, this dissection of this movie, and all its valid points, and the various sort of psychological offshoots of some of the occurrences within this film.
Do you know what? I don't think I've ever made anyone quite so happy by suggesting that we watch Battleship. Ever. In my life.
I think you have you'd have the same effect if you said we're not going to be watching Battleship.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So anyway, there you go. So join us next week for Battleship and a one piece of feedback. So until then, again, thank you so much for listening. Thank you to Jim, thank you Elton, thank you Darren, thank you for all staying up and fighting through this. Thank you guys in the chat room. Thank you everyone who's been talking, except that fucking book him down who can go stuff up. Go take a fucking run into the sea, whoever that fuck that is. If you never listen again, I don't mind. Right, so till next time, take care. Thank you very much, and good night.
Bye.
Ta-da.
Bye.
Night.
to it.